naona huyu rais wetu amerudia tu hapo. Ametuharibia uchumi, ametuharibia biashara, watu wamemkataa. Ndio atuhangaishe, amefufua ile kikundi haramu ilikuwa nasumbua kina mama. Mimi nimwambie hiyo maneno ni mbaya. Na watu ya area hii hawezi kubali. Na hiyo kikundi iliumiza watu wetu. Na ukiilete watu wetu watakuchukia zaidi kuliko vile walikuwa wamekuchukia. Hiyo maneno tungetaka ikome, ni maneno ambaye hawezi kubalika katika eneo hili.
Gachagua made this statement just today after a meeting organized by his wife Dorcas Rigathi was disrupted. The meeting was held at Kamkunji Stadium, Nyeri County, before former Mungiki outlaw group leader Maina and Gaga suddenly arrived, forcing Dorcas to leave. In addition, Gachagua's supporters, led by Laikipia Senator John Kinyua, have accused Gaga of disrespecting Dorcas and the residents of Mount Kenya.
Nataka kuhakikishia nyinyi, this Mount Kenya region, God willing, Mungu akituonekania, I will lead this region into government, and a government that respects them and works for them. Na hiyo itafanyika. We have the numbers, all we need is to create unity and get the right friends. Na marafiki ni wengi sana. Na tuko na marafiki wengi, na tutafaulu, na tutajipanga vizuri, tusijikute pahali tuko. Shida ilitupata kubwa sana is the quality of senators and members of parliament wale tulichagua. Watu ambaye for the right price they can sell their mother.
President William Ruto will early next month return to Nyanza after what appears to be shifting political focus following decline in support from his Mount Kenya region. And from the Mount Kenya region, Ruto has been to the western region a record 5 times in the last 2 weeks, confirming his determination to broaden his chances ahead of the 2027 elections. The president will be in the lakeside city on February 7th for the Nyanza International Economic Conference, weeks after literally camping in the region in December. Speaking in Bungoma, President Ruto urged political leaders to stop inciting youth to create violence and instead provide them with opportunities that will improve their lives.
Kwa hivyo mimi nataka niwaulize, our young people, they deserve the best from us. Kama wazazi, kama serikali, kama viongozi, tusiwapiganishe watoto wetu. These young people of Kenya, they don't need violence. They don't need confrontation. They want opportunities. They want jobs. They want opportunity to engage in business. That is what we should be doing as leaders, instead of inciting them to violence, to destruction, and many things that will not solve their problem and will not solve the problem of our country.
A 32-year-old man committed suicide at his father-in-law's home compound in Magare village in Homa Bay town constituency following differences with his wife. Eric Omundi's body was discovered by his sister-in-law on Saturday after travelling from Nairobi. His father-in-law Peter Lodge said the man did not inform his family that he would visit them. Residents said Omundi, who comes from Sigei County, was not sure where he was going and kept asking for directions to the home where he committed suicide. And finally, in a momentous ceremony, Donald Trump is set to be sworn in as the 47th President of the United States. Vice President-elect J.D. Vance will also take the oath of office, signaling the beginning of a new administration. With the theme, Our Enduring Democracy, a Constitutional Promise, the event will mark a commitment to the peaceful transfer of power. For the first time ever, foreign leaders have been invited to witness the swearing-in. According to Reuters, approximately 500,000 guests, including 7 heads of state, as well as 2 former leaders, are expected to attend today's inauguration. That's the News Wire. I'm Leah Ubaga.
Good morning and welcome to Monday. A quick look at what's happening around the city. A little bit of traffic here and there on our roads today. Shouldn't be too crazy. Starting to build up in different parts. Coming in from the Thika Superhighway, just a bit of that. And also into the city on Huru Highway, through and through. We're starting off Monday morning. Let's see what happens as we get through it. And you'll be here for it with us. SpiceFM KE on X, hashtag The Situation Room. Good morning and welcome to Monday. It is already the 20th of January. This year we have to congratulate January. Aspa, January, well done. Well done, January. You've already reached the 20th by this day. Sometime last year you would have been on like the 5th and it would have been like the 73rd day of January. But well done, January, and may your mates continue like this as well. So it's start of the morning. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Well, trying to get in this chair properly. How are you, Dennis?
Good.
How was your weekend?
Chilled. I was here Saturday though, but Sunday was easy.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mama is feeling better, so that's something to be proud of.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm very happy to hear that. And how are you, CT Muga?
Well,
good morning.
Morning, Do. Good morning, Dennis.
You're
Good
sounding so
morning.
demure today. What's up? What's happening?
I'm sounding who?
Demure.
Aseto. So, sounding demure is different from sounding demure.
Yeah. You have to drag it,
Then, when you drag it, what happens then?
They just demure.
It's more, it demures a little bit more. What do we say?
Welcome to this side of...
This weather's been funny. Sometimes it's cold in the middle of the day. Then it gets hot. Then the night begins chilly, then it gets warm.
And then hot.
Oh, good. At least I'm not the only one experiencing it.
Yes.
I thought I was having episodes of hot flashes.
I don't have words for you, but I can understand what you're saying. Yeah, the weather has been a bit off. I don't know. It's not supposed to be doing this. I mean, after living here for so long, I still don't understand the weather patterns of this country, but maybe one day I will.
How is it back
We'll
home?
get there. Well, I mean, it's very clear in Nigeria what the weather is.
Hamatan.
Right? Hamatan right now is cold, it's dusty, it's windy for most parts of the country. In the tropical part of the nation, which is southeast, it is colder and drier. But then we'll get to about March and it will start raining.
Okay.
And it'll rain long heavy rains for 5 months.
Okay.
And then it will dry out and we get into the Hamatan winter, as it were, again in end of October through to February. Very clear.
Growing up, I think it used to be the same here in Kenya. I don't know. A lot changed.
Yeah, they stole the weather.
Stole the weather, we cut trees. Climate change is a reality.
Indeed it is.
Yeah.
And here we are, a reality. Good morning, everybody. Karibuni sana as we get into the third week of January, and Kenya's biggest conversation starts today. And with all three of us telling you and rather welcoming you to the program. Thanks for being here every morning and getting into a new week with you. Karibuni sana. Our live streams are up on YouTube and Facebook. And let me tell you first of all what we'll be discussing today. We're going to have a conversation with you. There are a number of things that we cannot forget that are happening in the country. And even as we start to look at some of those things, we get into our reality and we say, lest we forget, certain things are happening even as we discuss. At 7 a.m. though, first of all, we'll be having a conversation with the Senior Advisor for the Council of Economic Advisors, and that is Moses Courier. He'll join us and we'll talk about the health system under Shah at 7. And he'll be with us for a while because there are many questions. There are many an individual, many a family that have gone through quite some stress just because of the system and how it's not or is working. What's the case? And we'll go over that with Moses Courier for a couple of hours this morning. And then again, we'll have that conversation amongst ourselves from 9 o'clock. Sawa. All right. So those are the things that we'll be talking about this morning. Karibuni sana. We will take a short break at this point and take a look at what the weather looks like, and then come back and say hello to you as you see you trickling into the room this morning. Tell us where you're tuned in from and listening to the Situation Room from, and we'll say hello to you as we get into that. Good morning.
Good morning, and as the weather in Nairobi is confusing, however, this is what we have. Highs of 28 degrees and lows of 15 degrees in Kakamega County, highs of 31 degrees and lows of 15 degrees, and in Mombasa, highs of 32 degrees and lows of 25 degrees. In the lakeside city of Kisumu, highs of 30 degrees and lows of 19 degrees. In Nakuru city, highs of 29 degrees and lows of 12 degrees. Across the borders to Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, highs of 24 degrees and lows of 7 degrees, and in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, highs of 32 degrees and lows of 27 degrees. In Kinshasa, Congo, DRC, highs of 28 degrees and lows of 23 degrees. In China, highs of 8 degrees and lows of -2 degrees. And in Paris, France, highs of 2 degrees and lows of -1 degree. This is the weather this hour.
Mature.
Okay, so quarter past 6 o'clock. Let's say hello to you who have tuned in this morning, shall we?
Yeah, and we start with Don Sabwa City. Do you by any chance know who got the invitation to attend Trump inauguration from Kenya? Do you have an idea who got invitation to attend Trump's inauguration from Kenya? Yes or no?
No. Yes or no? It's a yes or no thing.
Yes.
No.
Okay. So, good
But
morning.
you ask me another question where I can say yes.
So you can actually say yes if it's a yes that you are looking for.
That is coming, City. Good morning, Ndu City and Dennis. In Malawi, good morning. We say Wazuka Bwanji. But how do we respond? Don Sabo, perhaps you would let us know. And our Mpo Sisi Tupo, Desmond Ortiz, Eldo Spice, listening from Lakeside. But
No, I'm sorry.
okay.
I have to ask
Be
you.
blessed, crew.
He says mpo, then you say tuko.
Tupo.
Tupo. How do you know to say tuko?
Uko.
What?
Mko.
As opposed to tupo, if I say uko, Nico.
When you
Then you say mko.
Mko.
Then you say tuko.
Tuko, yes.
Yeah.
So how do you know when to say what? Or do you just choose? Today I feel like saying mpo.
Well, it's what I precede, or what
Yeah.
my greeting is.
Yes.
It'll determine your response.
Yes.
So if I just say mpo, but I have to be talking to a number of people, say mpo.
Yes.
Or if I'm
Mko.
saying one person, I say uko.
Uko.
Yes.
So how do you know the difference between mko and mpo?
Well, where I come from, we simplify it really, and we simply ask where Iko.
Oh wow, gee.
Sisi.
Iko.
You really helped me. Thank you very much. Now I'm less confused than I was 30 seconds ago.
Iko.
Good grief.
You know, it is still in the way it comes from where they say Kiswahili is not my, is not my mouth.
Jeez. Sour. It's not your mouth.
So,
Okay. I have understood nothing.
Have I
but it's
assisted
okay.
you?
Completely not.
Yeah. That's a good one. Anyway, Desmond Ortiz, Elder Spice, listening from Lexan, but I'm not okay. Be blessed, crew. We hope you feel better, Desmond. And Cyprian Kambuni, good morning, Spice team. Good morning to you. Eunice Okello, good morning, Team Spice. Vesh Musanga, good morning. Good morning to you too. Johnston Asava, good morning, great team. It's a new week, and I wish you Printers Ndu CT and Mwalimu Aseto a great and fruitful week, all from Taveta on the slopes of Mount Kilimanjaro. Karibu sana. Hello, Princess Ndu City Aseto. I cry for my motherland for events over the weekend. The people who are crying wolf that Mungiki is being revived by President Uhuru are the ones condoning it now. Agola, good morning, Team Spice. Chris Maura, good morning. We have a new week, new things with the despicable leadership everywhere. Good morning to you too. And Robert Mboga, good morning from Mombasa. Mombasa, how is Mombasa? How's the weather? Brian Otieno, good morning, beautiful people. LSK president has also been muzzled, has she? We wait to see. My prince in Tanzania, they say wale wa kushiba huonekana ukiwa siniani. Mamjambo Spice. Well, okay. Eric Award, good morning guys, good morning to you. Chamgei, my beautiful people, greetings from the beautiful hills of Saboti, Tanzania. Nawapenda sana. Angor tunakupenda pia. And Lucy Ndungu, good morning y'all. Angor never really slid to our DMs. Angor, the opportunity is still. Wairimu, good morning. Andu City, happy week to you all tuned in my bathtub at -10 degrees somewhere in the United States of America. That is Wairimu. Yeah.
Okay, so
John Mungai from Bonny Lake, Washington. The political class shouldn't be allowed to convert Kenya to Haiti, where leaders hire gangs to protect them. UDA has Maina. Suppose the other side hired Ndura Waruinge. That's a good question. Joe Mungai, karibu sana. Carol Nyambura, good morning everybody. Nawapenda sana. Wish you all the best day ahead to you too. And we also have Joyce Ngugi. Good morning, SpiceFM family from Colorado Springs. Morning, Spice. Sha ain't working as it should from tomorrow. My dad has to pay cash for his dialysis. Isaac Dulo. That is the conversation we'll be having today. Sandra Sharia, good morning family. Nahashan, don't forget NSSF new rates are going to raid the pockets further. And Sandra Sharia in Baltimore, a couple hours with Moses Kuria. Why? Mecca's tone earlier? No, apana. Karibu sana. Zachary, okay. Karibu sana. Let us have this conversation. Rahimtullah Omar, Colchester, as usual. Trump to be inaugurated in a few hours. We wait for that as well. Samuel Bakora, good morning. Spice Team, tell Ndu, I am a Kiswahili tutor. Yeah, you have a new tutor. And Ahmed, good morning. All do wake up each morning ready to be respected. Twitter and Juguna, good morning, wonderful team. And Ken Lawyer of Kenyans, is it another Monday? Sit in doing Dennis, please set the tone. Kabisa, Karibu Sana. And Steve B, good morning from Dallas, Texas. We have Margaret Enjoy, good morning, Spice FM. Great to be present at the great conversation. Currently visiting New Mexico. Good for you and enjoy yourself. Good morning from Baltimore, Japes, Newton Emase. Hello from Nyakach TVC. Andrew Mark, my Sha is working amazingly. That is a testimonial right there. And Samuel Muiru, big up from Netherlands. And finally, Pap D asking if she did gender reveal parties for her nieces and nephews. City, ask the question.
That?
What?
Ndu.
Yes.
City is asking, did you ever do gender reveal parties for your nieces and nephews?
Me, personally, me for them?
Yes.
No.
This question, can you at least find a question?
That is the question.
Will be yes. I mean, this...
So that we don't get into a negative, this morning. I didn't do them. No, I didn't. Not for my nieces and nephews. No.
And finally, Dekens White and Monica Sleeve. Karibuni sana, everybody who's listening and watching. We have conversations for you for the next 4 hours. Good morning.
Good morning. And Peter Ray is watching from your favorite state in the US, CT. It's in the northeast part of the US. It starts with P.
The state starts with P?
Yes.
Pen.
Okay. Continue, please.
Pennsylvania.
Well done. I thought you were going to make my morning, but okay, let's just go with it like that, shall we? Okay. City, which country have you taken us to this week for our proverbs?
Okay, let me give you a hint.
I love guessing games, especially this early on a Monday morning.
Clever people. It is the second most...
Hold on.
Okay.
Let's just establish, what do I get if I win? I'm feeling highly competitive this morning.
This one I will tell you well done.
Oh, no, I need something more.
Okay, I'll give you a pen.
Voila. What color is the pen?
The color is red.
Oh, red pen. All right, here we go.
Pen.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
It is the second most densely populated country in Africa.
Give us another clue.
All right. It is one of the cleanest countries in the world. It's in Africa.
Densely populated, one of the cleanest in the world. Rwanda.
Nope.
Yup. Yup. See, this man was asking questions that sort of like mirrored his thinking. Him, the nope. Him just wanted everything. Nope. See how quickly he noped it. Nope.
Look at my red pen. He's even standing up. I thought you were standing up to me.
Hey. See, Team Muga.
Thank you very much.
Please ensure it actually writes before you say thank you.
Wait, let me write my name. Ndu. It's writing. Ndu. Stars and hearts and rainbows. It's writing. Thank you.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
It is a Rwanda. Yes. Whose capital is written Kigali, but I'm told it's not pronounced
Chigari.
All right. It's landlocked, by the way. And in case you didn't know, the Rift Valley even extends to Rwanda. It's in the Great Rift Valley. The proverb: you can outdistance that which is running after you, but not what is running inside you.
Wow. You can't run away from what's inside.
I would take it further. You can't run away from who you are.
Wow. Okay, that's pretty deep.
Mtoto wa nyoka ni nyoka. Wewe ni nyoka tu.
See, you run away from yourself when you don't want to face yourself, isn't it? So instead of running, face.
Instead of running away from them, face your issues and deal with them.
Because you really won't succeed. Just running away. You will not succeed.
No. If you have those demons of fear, of doubt, of shame,
they're with you.
Deal with them.
Just deal with them.
Yeah.
Deal with them.
Can't run away from
them.
them.
And if you can't, find someone to help you deal with them. But they must be dealt with.
They must be dealt with. Otherwise, you keep running around the same circles.
Yes.
It would be interesting to see how folks interpret those today. All right, let's look into some of the headlines. Let's start off on the front page of the Standard today. Somebody said I had more Kenya. No, actually, one of the subjects that I studied was I studied African history and geography. It was one of the courses that I did, and I was actually very interested in it. Right now, I can name all the capitals of all the nations of Africa. Call them, I name them. It's just something that I studied, so I didn't cheat, guys. Anyway, on the front page of the Standard, when the US sneezes, everybody seems to catch a cold. Today, Donald Trump gets sworn in for a second term, and the world is watching with bated breath. From peace missions to trade agreements, from immigrants deportation to health programs, a lot is at stake as the Republican becomes the most powerful president, and I believe he becomes number 47. All right. Will Sakaja Fresh push to clean the city bear fruit?
No.
Oh. See, I thought you were looking for a question that you could answer yes to this morning.
No, it won't bear fruit because he has talked about it in the past. He's talking about it now.
They were supposed to bring like the big green garbage monsters at some point, right?
Let me repeat, no.
Oh, man. Okay. So let's go what the story will say.
The city is relatively clean, though.
Is it?
If
Have you been downtown, my friend? No,
okay.
When we said
because they gave directions of hawkers leaving some streets. There are some that are open for them to operate in. So
the assumption is that it's the hawkers who bring about the problem, isn't it?
That's the assumption.
Yes.
So there's that.
You see, the thing about keeping the city clean, it's not so much a question of physical removal of garbage. It's a question of mindset.
Yes.
And it doesn't begin and end with the CBD.
No.
It has to be the entire county. It has to be something that happens everywhere. Because are we being told that the Dandora dump site is suddenly going to stop being an ISO? Is it?
No.
No.
Precisely. You see, so when you talk about ensuring, that is where all the garbage goes to. And if something isn't done, then if you ask me, the question of whether we have succeeded in actually sorting out the garbage problem, the answer is still no.
No.
We have not.
And I think even when we talk about cleaning the city, it's not just cleaning the CBD. It's not cleaning the CBD. It's about cleaning the entire Nairobi.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. That's why you heard me jump immediately saying no.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll look into details of that story. A couple more headlines. KCSE cheats to get second chance in July. There will be an opportunity for you to resit an exam from what we're seeing. State-backed oil and gas prospecting. I don't know where this is, but we'll look into that. Ruto, you failed youth. You are now inciting them. Yesterday, people took jabs, proper jabs, and I think it was just beyond jab and duck. It was jab and I'm following to take on the next one, because many things were said over the weekend. We did hear, just getting into the weekend, we did hear former President Uhuru Kenyatta essentially say, guys, this is your opportunity. Take it. And don't let anybody, run down your parade.
Who said that?
Former President Uhuru Kenyatta. He said to the youth specifically, don't back down, essentially.
Okay.
And I would believe that this answer, or rather this statement from President Ruto, is the answer to that. You failed the youth and now you're inciting them. We'll look at the details of that. Sadly, yesterday, the body of a Molo activist, Richard Otieno, was found. He was a vocal critic of the government, and it sent shockwaves through the residents of Molo and Elbergen. That was sad to see yesterday. All right. I'll also give you the headlines of the East African before you, Dennis.
Okay.
Is this the end of the Congo peace process, with Kagame indicating relations that Tshisekedi have broken, and amid heightened M23 war, the future cannot be bleaker? Doesn't look too good. Looking at some other headlines from the region, woke youth vex EA presidents, EA being East Africa presidents. It seems like the woke youth are a thorn in everybody's side, and there are pictures there of President William Ruto, of President Samia Suluhu Hassan, and President Yoweri Museveni. Youth march in Nairobi. There's a picture that's there. Some other things that we're looking at: Trump 2.0 and Africa's hopes. Continent hopes that the new administration will embrace ongoing projects. It's all a cross your fingers, wait and see. The making of a rebel. Tanzanian activist Maria Sarungi speaks candidly about why she won't relent in keeping state on its toes. It was interesting to see also that CCM, the party, had their some more meetings over the last few days, and they have wanted to cement their position, where they say, you know what, we didn't have an opportunity to elect Samia Suluhu because it seems like she's been there for the longest time, but the truth of the matter is that she's still serving out the term that she took over after the death of John Pombe Magufuli. Now, what CCM is saying is that they want to now solidify and be the first in the region to vote in a female president. Let's see what's going to happen. Money. Maybe the IMF can help currency dream. The bloc has reached out for a review of convergence targets. Markets, cheaper credit ahead for Africa. Moody, you know that guy who says this is where you are least developing, the guy you like, CT. Now, Moody's saying that they want to cut rates for a rosier outlook. Cheaper credit. So now then you can access credit.
Cheaper by what margin and cheaper for how long?
Who knows, but cheaper than what it is today.
So why don't they just refer us to the prices of oil per barrel? Because that one, it seesaws the point where you're not even sure what you're hearing.
Abi? Complex and hidden nature of migrations. Contrary to reports, not everybody wants to leave home. There's this whole movement around, people want to go to another country. Well, according to reports, nope, not really. Go ahead.
Yeah, and the Daily Nation, Uhuru factor in Matiang'i 2027 bid. There has been conversation around Matiang'i becoming president, or rather vying for that seat. Former Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i's presidential ambitions continue to gain traction, with allies of Uhuru Kenyatta saying the former president plans to back him to dethrone President William Ruto. A leading figure in Uhuru's party yesterday said, as things stand, Matiang'i is the Jubilee Party candidate for presidency. We had SG Jubilee here, Makioni. Perhaps maybe we could just invite him so that he explains these latest development. And navigating Trump season 2, Africa experts' predictions now as the world braces for Donald Trump's return to the Oval Office. His second term, which is set to begin with his swearing in today, promises to redefine global diplomacy and governance in Africa. This moment stirs cautious anticipation. And there's a story down there of a woman's sudden blindness sparks gospel revolution. It was New Year 2010 when Miss Carol Muthoni's life plunged into darkness. Literally, her journey is one of resilience, faith, and triumph. And on education, we are in crisis, head teachers say, on delayed cash to schools. Now, school heads raise alarm over the dire financial situation and are calling on the government to release capitation arrears. Over the weekend, Cabinet Secretary John Badi of Treasury said that was actually speaking to head teachers in schools and said that capitation would be sent these weeks, so they should just be patient.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Who was speaking?
John Badi. He was speaking in, I think it was, we were speaking, I think, in Nyanza, if I'm not sure.
This week is here?
Yeah, we're here. It's Monday.
All right.
Yeah.
Sawa. No problem.
Yeah, because he had earlier said 31st, now he's saying this week, so let's wait and see.
Okay.
Yeah.
No problem.
Perhaps we go through the People Daily and the People Daily as well. Rigiji Ruto is a pathological liar. Former DP accused as head of state of duping and betraying Mount Kenyan, vows to rally masses to remove him in 2027 elections. We just beg the question, is he a liar now or has he always been, and why had you been quiet at the time you were serving? President steps up campaign to court Western Kenya. Campaigns have started already. President was in Western Kenya trying to solidify his position. And hapless Manchester United thrashed by Brighton at home. What were Manu? Poleni.
Sorry.
City, what
Yes.
do you have?
Okay. Business Daily. President, top officials' wealth to be published on IMF pressure. The Treasury will start making public the wealth of top state officers, including the President and his deputy, after caving into pressure from IMF.
True.
We shall see, won't we?
Okay.
Equity wins suit to stop 300 million land payout to Gatabakis. A judge has cancelled a 300 million award to the family of the late Kiambu tycoon Samuel Gatabaki against the government for trespass after Equity Bank convinced the court that it has interests in the land. Ex-BOC Kenya boss raises stake to 17%. Former BOC chairman Ngugi Kiuna raised his stake in the company by more than half in the 9 months to December 2024 to 17.66%. Office space owners hit, wait for it, 34% vacancy.
Wow.
Yes, a new report by the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics shows 34.4% of available office space remains untaken.
The reasons as to why it remains untaken, usually leaning towards the financial ability.
Not just leaning heavily. Because you need to have a business that can justify you paying for an office. And there are many people who have decided to work from their houses or their homes.
Also, there are co-working spaces where you just walk in, have your meeting and bounce.
Plug and play. Yep.
Plug and play.
Yeah.
Bindi Nyoro book 200 million shilling gain from Kenya Power stake.
Nice.
This is a story of how Kiharu MP Bindi Nyoro has seen the value of his stake in Kenya Power jump to 210 million from 333 million 6 months ago after the stock's recent rally of more than 300%, underlining the large gains available to investors who acquire shares when valuations are depressed in the long term. Back in the middle of this particular paper, shrinking home ownership rate tests Ruto's housing plan. Share of homeowners dropped to 61% from 64% in 2013. Proportion of renting households up from 36% to 39%. Okay? The share of Kenyan households owning homes has shrunk by at least 3% point after a decade. A new survey has revealed as more people moving to urban areas prefer to rent houses. Okay? The Star, top right hand corner in Till Green, we were played. Gachagua allies cry foul as fallout deepens. Really? Man commits suicide at Homa Bay in-laws after quarrel with wife. This story was read earlier on.
Yep.
Similar story. Government critic killed with axe. This is the story of a young man by the name of Otieno in Molo. Protests erupted in Molo over youth leader's suspicious death. It is said he was critical of his MP and of the government. Sharply so. Self-sustaining community. Raila launches a 120 billion project to put Kisumu city on the global map. This is a mixed purpose project. Okay? Meaning they have this, and then they have that, and then they also have these. Yes. So yes, bang in the middle of the paper, Ruto's big focus on jobs in 4.5 trillion budget. President plans to hire 10,000 cops, 22,000 teachers, and 3,500 seafarers. We are employing seafarers. We.
Yeah.
We.
Are we making arrangements for them to be employed, or we are employing them?
To work in Kenya.
Seafarers.
Yeah.
We have the vessels.
That's what I'm wondering. To work in Kenya or to work?
Ferry.
No.
Ferry. Which one? Bro.
I'm just talking about what we have as a country. So, yeah.
Ferry. The one that goes from...
We had a shipping line called the National
Likoni
Shipping Line.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll look into that story later.
I think we should see. He said, we. See, maybe you're hiring on behalf of somebody. You never know. Maybe there's a contract. Say, like, Kenya, can you give me 100 seafarers?
All right.
Can you give me 10,000?
While we're at it, why didn't we just say that we're also going to hire, say, 400 astronauts?
No, just talk. You've already started annoying Elon Musk. You'd rather even tell him now that, look, you know what? We are sorry. We are training astronauts. We'll give you.
We'll give you, yeah.
Yeah, but we're not training them the way you train in the US. We are starting by training them as seafarers.
Yeah.
If anything happens, like you see, even Elon Musk, he sent an aircraft, Juicy, and it failed to go. So they'd end up somewhere in the sea. You need somebody who can operate in the sea.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Are you seeing now the connection?
The connection. You can swim. You can't fly, you swim.
The two of you, what you do is, can we move along swiftly?
We can do that, in fact.
Do that.
Yes,
Please.
because this thing of you guys, we're talking serious things.
I'm sorry. Please don't be angry. Let's just take a look at traffic, then we come back. Coco
to you as well.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.
Are you a young person looking to unlock your potential? Are you ready to take the future in your hands? If so, then listen up. KCB to Jejiri is the plan. It's designed to empower young people like you, develop skills and knowledge you need to succeed in life. KCB to Jejiri combines vocational skills training, business development training, access to finance and business mentorship, preparing youth for jobs, entrepreneurship and wealth creation. Don't be left out. Visit kcbgroup.com/foundation to learn more.
Okay, this Monday morning, it's not too crazy on the roads as you're getting onto Jogo Road, heading out towards Landis and then on towards Haile Selassie. In and outbound traffic is quite something. Not too bad as you're, doing the run around Wakulima. Also, let's look at Uhuru Highway, then coming in from the Nyeri Stadium roundabout out towards the CBD and then on towards Westlands. Not having too much of an issue here either. Let's take a look at the Thika Super Highway. What's happening here? Do we have any traffic heading out into the city? Well, I'm sure everybody's moving, but we're not at a clog up, at least not for now. All right, we're here for it to see what happens as we get into traffic hour proper this morning. Wanting to keep things moving, let's have you talk to us on SpiceFM KE on X, hashtag the Situation Room.
Mature, intelligent talk every morning. Spice up yourself. Mornings done right. 94.4 Spice FM, Nairobi.
Okay, so let's look at some of these details, or rather some of these stories in detail. I want to go to this one because I do think that the profile of a country is raised significantly by its capital. Right? That when you think about a country, you think of its capitals and the things that you remember when you go. Whether you're looking at a commercial capital, whether you're looking at administrative capital. What are the things, for example, if you were to walk into South Africa and you think about Pretoria, or you think about Johannesburg, or you think about Cape Town. When you go to the US and you walk into Washington DC, or you go into Los Angeles, well, not too good right now because it's kind of burned down. But then if you walk into New York, if you walk into Paris in France, if you walk into Abidjan in Cote d'Ivoire, or you walk into Nairobi in Kenya, the capital signifies something for you. A clean capital, all the better if it does. Kigali, for example, when you go into Rwanda, what are the things that you see? The question is, and it's carried in the counties, will Sakaja fresh push to clean city bear fruit? First of all, why is there a fresh push? And what happened with the original push to be able to clean up the city? If the original one did not work for whatever reason, are we asking questions as to why and then what should be done? How will Sakaja balance order and livelihoods in Nairobi CBD? In the busy streets of Nairobi, where every inch of space is contested and survival often means hustling in the open, a new storm is brewing. The steadfast street vendors, the heartbeat of Nairobi's informal economy, now find themselves squarely in the crosshairs of the county government. With a push to reclaim the streets and restore order, Governor Johnson Sakaja's administration began a new crackdown, forcefully removing hawkers from their spots on the busy streets and sending them into the back streets and lanes. On the 6th of January 2024, Acting County Secretary Godfrey Akumali issued a notice directing that hawking would only be done in the back streets within specific times and areas. So this business of being, right in the city center, he said, no, we're not doing this anymore. According to the directive, hawkers can only operate from Monday to Saturday between 4 and 10 p.m. The county also directed that they can only trade in zones stretching from Tomboya Street to Kirinyaga Road. No hawking will be allowed on the main streets and roads including Moi Avenue, Haile Selassie Avenue, Kenneth Matiba Road. That's why there's no traffic on Haile Selassie right now. Latema Road, Ronald Gala Street, Mfangano Street, Hakati Road and River Road. All walkways within the Central Business District CBD are strictly for pedestrians and not for trading, according to Akumali's notice, adding that anyone who contravenes the notice will be prosecuted under the Nairobi County Government bylaws. The streets, once teeming with goods and life, are now the battleground of an ongoing struggle. But will the hawkers be driven from the streets, or will they reclaim their space in the ever-evolving cityscape? Now, as the cat and mouse game intensifies, the voice of hawkers, county officials, matatu operators and licensed business owners echo through the streets of Nairobi, each group presenting its own set of concerns and demands. We know what the hawkers say. We need the foot traffic. If we don't have the foot traffic of people walking in and out of the city, then how do we sell? Matatu operators feel like they need to be able to drop people where they're going, otherwise they will not be able to use them. I mean, everybody has a reason as to why they want to be in the city. So, is it a catch-22 for the Nairobi administration, where you say we want to be able to clean up the city, but we need everybody to get out? That's the only way to clean up the city. Others are saying, well, we need protection of our businesses and livelihoods, so we need to be right in the heartbeat of the city where everybody's walking about. What do you do?
I mean, conversation around cleaning the city, and in this instance, I'm just talking about cleaning the CBD, because what's the need of you cleaning the CBD if where I live, where I reside, where I go to rest is dirty? And even the other day when we were having that conversation here, I gave an example of along Gitanga Road. It's literally being called Dandora, and it's like a holding place before all this trash is then transferred to Dandora. But what has that done to the facilities that we have? Drainage gone. The road is gone. There's no more road there. But here we hear the governor talk about cleaning the CBD, removing hawkers from the roads and all that. Fine, it is hawkers a good thing.
Problem, are they?
That's the question. Are the hawkers the problem? Because then again, how are we dealing with each and every individual who resides in this city in terms of how they dispose, how they will make the environments clean? We're not having that discussion in the sense that we need to change the mindset of each and every individual in the city.
You know, it's unfortunate that something as simple, and I say simple, as simply having a conversation with the citizens of your county. It is clear that the county government, this one didn't begin with Sakaja, the county government before him and even before that were unable to do what Governor Sakaja is saying he's going to do. Perhaps it is time he asked his citizens how they think this problem can be solved. And I'm certain that every jurisdiction, every area and jurisdiction, if he asked, because there have already been attempts in some of those areas to do the very thing he's trying to do, they will tell him.
Sure. But I mean, I think there are questions here that, first of all, why is it so difficult to keep the city clean?
It is not difficult.
Because we're not just talking about CBD, we're talking about, areas like you talked about, Gitanga Road. I mean, just take a walk around the corner and just go here. Behind here, Mombasa Road. Yes. That Wakulima that we're talking about, just see, and then you want to ask yourself, okay, when we talk about discipline, and what you ought to do if you run a business, then many will say, well, we're not provided with the infrastructure that we need to do away with trash. So the next best option is to throw it in the street. And I often ask myself, is it though?
No, it is not.
It is. It isn't, in my opinion. Is that the next best option if there's no bin next to you? But look at cities that we talk about. We want to talk about European cities, but let's not even go that far. A trot over here to the Africa's, what did you say, cleanest city.
Just go to Kigali.
Go here
It's
to
not
Kigali.
far.
I'm telling you, you could eat off the streets. Why is that? There's an element of discipline that has been instilled.
Yes.
If we want this to happen, this must happen. If you don't, if you're trying to get to the end result and you don't want to do the things in between, my brother, I don't understand how you're going to get there.
That country has a day in a month. It's car-free.
Environmental sanitation takes place, I'm telling you.
Thank you very much.
Everybody, you clean up the thing.
The president comes out with his family, joins the people, cleans the streets.
Yeah. What are we talking about? That if you aspire to get somewhere, there are certain things that you're going to have to do. Whether you want to see them as encumbrances, whether you want to see them as challenges, it's okay. You want to get there, you have to do them. You want a city in the Nairobi used to be called the city in the sun.
City under the sun.
Under the sun, in the green city.
In the sun, yes.
You want to really get there. There are certain things you have to do. I said Singapore, this one that everybody's shouting about. Singapore is so great, so wonderful. Do you know that people are whipped if you litter? I'm not saying whipped mentally.
No. You're saying litter. You can't spit.
Yeah.
Where?
And you see, when we're having these conversations around making the city clean, I would look at, let me ask you, Ndu, in where you stay, where is this common area where the city council comes to pick trash? Do you know where it is?
Which city council?
Sorry?
Oh, Nairobi County Government.
Sijui.
Ujui. My area as well, Sijui. That means the trash that I put out every day, where does it go to?
But I have to ask, in your space, like in your estate where you live, is it not cleaned?
It is.
Spotlessly.
Yes.
Isn't it? It's cleaned. So what happens when we get to public spaces? What happens? Does some demon take over?
Do you know a lot of sanitation, if you're talking about garbage collection and management, it's in private hands. In very many estates in the city, the residents of those estates pay so that there are private firms that come and collect the garbage. Now, where they take their garbage, that one is a different discussion altogether. But
where the cartels reign.
Yes, but the story of that the garbage will be sorted out by the county government. We've had that discussion in this very studio with people and we're told all manner of things and attempts and what have you. The truth is this: if as a county government you cannot come up with something viable, why don't you have conversations with your citizens? Okay? All these areas where people live, they have associations. Talk to them and ask them, how best do you think you want to handle this?
I'll give you an example of Eldoret, Pioneer State, where we used to live. It was around 200 houses. And we had bins after every, say, 20 houses.
Yeah.
And in those bins, like what we see on television, those garbage trucks would come pick them up. We actually used to get out of the house to just...
Would you not put trash in the bin, though?
No, you actually go to the bin and dispose. The truck comes every morning to collect trash and it goes. That is an example in this country, but in the 90s. Now, let's talk about Kisumu. Kisumu, if you go to Kisumu, it's clean. What have they done that Nairobi County would not do? Because I remember when Nyong'o joined, first thing he said is these Dandora that you have in the CBD has to go. And the citizens as well, you must make this city to be clean. Why is today Kisumu being regarded as the clean city in the country? Because there is intentional maneuvers to make sure the city is clean.
I just imagine in my head that if I see something, then the likelihood of me to use it then is greater. That we're talking about estates where there's a garbage bin at every certain point. Then I know I guess it's a psychological thing that I see it and I know that this is what it is for. Same thing. If I see a garbage heap in the middle of the street, I'm going to keep adding to the heap. it's got to be intentional. It's got to be deliberate. Otherwise, we're going to be this sing-song will continue for the longest time, and it'll deteriorate. I mean, sadly, but it'll deteriorate into something that will be then highly unmanageable. Unmanageable.
You know, if the people who live in the area you govern are not with you and your initiative, it doesn't matter how good it is not going to work.
Yeah.
Let me repeat again. Have conversations with the people.
They'll tell you. They'll
have
actually tell you.
conversations. All these areas that we live in have associations. Talk to them. They will tell you how you can partner with them to solve this particular problem.
Yeah. It's interesting because there's a comment here, and Mikrat says, you know what? Sakaja asked us, and we gave him our solutions. But, you know, we use our own solutions for ourselves in our own groups, because whatever we gave him as solutions, he actually didn't use them. So, and that's what I'm saying. If you're taking a second stab at something, somebody's got to ask you, what did you do with the first opportunity that you had? And how did you actually make it work? You know?
Yeah, and I think there are also examples out there. There's a time I visited South Korea, and South Korea do not have beans on the streets. Zero. And the reason behind it is the citizens and the government had a conversation around it, because due to their differences with the North, there were threats when they had beans that there's a bomb that has been planted somewhere. So the president had a conversation with his people and told them, because of the threats we're getting, we'll not have beans just so we are able to secure you well. But when it comes to matters to do with bean, all the businesses that are in town, I can buy goods from your shop and walk with that trash and drop it in the next shop. And the shops that are there get incentives when they return that trash to the government for processing. That is a conversation that people had with the governments that be.
See, I'm laughing for you. Don't worry. I'm laughing for you.
You're laughing to me.
Yeah. Because, my goodness. Look, I don't think we should even say these things are possible. We just don't want to do them. Yeah. We don't want to do them. It's not that we are incapable. It's not that we don't have the resources. And resources, not just money. It's human resource. Yes, it is financial resources. But we have the capacity. We just choose not to. Very simply. We choose not to. Because don't people from here go and live in other countries and abide by those laws? Do. Don't people from here go and see these other things happening? Come on. No. Look at another story really quickly.
Yeah, and mine will be on we are in crisis, head teachers say, on delayed cash to schools now. Head teachers have raised the alarm over the dire financial situation in schools and have called on the government to release capitation arrears to alleviate the crisis. Now, Kenya Secondary School Heads Association yesterday asked National Treasury Cabinet Secretary John Mbadi and his education counterpart Julius Ogamba to release 64 billion shillings arrears owed to schools over the last 4 years. The state should release the 64 billion backlog of capitation that has been withheld over the last 4 years so that we can clear debt. Utilities such as water and electricity have to be paid. We are struggling, said Kesha National Chairperson Willie Kuria. We had a deficit of about 7,000 shillings per learner by the time we were closing schools in third term last year. Schools are in debt, Kuria, who is also the Muranga High School chief principal, added. Are we shocked?
Nope. Even that story that Treasury CS said that they'll release money this week.
48 billion, I think, yeah.
Olimma.
Yeah, because even as we speak, the head teacher here is saying 7,000 shillings from last term wasn't paid. Now we're talking about releasing 48 billion shillings for this year's capitation. What happens to the balance that you have?
Let me just do the other balance from here.
Because here we're talking about 64 billion shillings from 4 years ago.
7,000 times.
We want to just round figure of 70.
So let's just 7,000 from last term.
Yes.
How many children do you want around the country that are getting this capitation? How many?
Are we saying 1 million?
Okay, let's say 1 million.
1 million.
That's 7 billion.
Yeah. So 7 billion is the money that you didn't give them last year.
Yes.
Okay. whether he got it from that.
No, as I said,
last term, the money you didn't give them last term. We're not talking about the other money.
It's not round. 70 is round.
Okay, 70 billion shillings
that's
is the money that has not been given over the last 5 years in capitation. Many questions. Where did it go? Was it when it finally came from wherever it was coming? Who took it? Should you not have sent it to schools anyway for them to carry on?
And if you did not give it, did it go back to Treasury? What are the books of accounts saying? Auditor General, where is your report on the same?
Please, my head is paining me. They said this week, Abi.
This week, yeah.
Monday is here.
Let's wait
and see.
But you see, the same person has given us 2 dates.
What are you talking about? I said the same person before. Julius Ogamba told us on the 5th of January. It was a Sunday evening. I won't forget because I was on my way home. I heard he said money has been what? It has been released.
Guys, don't rupture blood vessel.
Not this morning, Abi.
No. Just you've been told this week.
Okay.
If we get to the end of the week and we're told the next week, we will again wait for next week. Okay? So.
Okay.
So. Tulizaro.
Palm.
This week.
Amen.
This week.
Okay. Give us a story in a minute, City.
Ruto's big focus on jobs in 4.5 trillion budget. Okay. This is what I have to say on this particular subject. It is my prayer and my hope because we tend to recruit, the plan to recruit 10,000 police officers, 40,000 youth NYS, police budget to increase by 10 billion, to recruit 18,000 secondary school teachers on permanent terms, another 18,000 to be taken on board as interns, to hire 4,000 primary school teachers, half to be hired on permanent basis and the rest as interns, to allocate 24 billion more to TSC, allocation for primary education to increase by 2 billion, and to hire 3,500 seafarers. Okay? Oh, sorry. I forgot. Yes, to also hire another 1,000. What is it? What am I seeing here? I'm seeing sea mermaids and.
While you're at it, you might as well do other, sea creatures. For goodness. Oh, these are plans. These are things to come.
The plans.
Yeah, the plans.
Voilà.
Plans.
C'est très bien.
That's why 4.5 trillion among the things.
Maybe in the plans as well, we're planning to buy cruise ships where the seafarers could go out.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes.
Look, anything is possible.
It's possible.
So long as you imagine. Mo Abudu always says, if you can think it, you can do it.
Yeah. Buhari was also buying what was it? A ship?
Yeah.
To cruise around?
Is it even submarine?
Yeah, maybe we can donate the seafarers to Nigeria.
No, we have
You have your own.
We need them. We have enough water bodies in the country.
You might as well do something with the water.
Train them properly. Okay? Yes. And this complaining that you Kenyans like.
You must stop it. Thank you. It's 7 a.m.
Spice up your life. 4.4 Spice FM.
Good morning, this is the News Wire. I'm Leah Ubaga. The remains of activist Richard Otieno have been missing since residents of Elbago in Nakuru County protested his murder while carrying his body. The residents stormed the Elbago Nyayo mortuary and then took the activist's body to Elbago police station following his brutal murder. The late Otieno has been criticizing the government of abductions as well as the poor leadership that's been experienced by Molo residents.
Tulipokea ujumbe hivi asubuhi kwamba alimepoteza uhai wake kutokana na kushambuliwa na majambazi ama watu ambao hawajajulikana, wakampiga choka ya nyuma ya kichwa na akaweza kuaga. Alikuwa mmoja ambaye alikuwa ameakusiwa kupanga maandamano ya kuharibu kwa mbunge wetu hapa Molo. So kutoka hiyo time amekuwa threatened, amekuwa akishare screenshots za threats kwa social media.
However, Molo MP Kimani Kuria has dismissed allegations of being involved in the killing, calling on the investigative units to ensure that those responsible are arrested and taken to court.
Even when you do not agree with Richard, you admire his courage and his steadfastness. And this courage and steadfastness has really been robbed from the great of Molo of people, something that touches us in many ways and I deeply regret. There should be expeditious investigations into this gruesome murder, and whoever is involved must and should be brought to justice.
The late Otieno, popularly known as Molo President, who unsuccessfully contested the Elbagon MCA seat in 2022, was among those arrested by police during the Gen Z protests in Molo for allegedly inciting people to protest. Former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has once again accused President William Ruto of allegedly reviving the outlawed Mungiki group. Speaking in Laikipia County, Gachagua said the president has taken the step to frustrate his opponents in Mount Kenya.
Sasa naona huyu rais wetu amerudia tu hapo. Ametuharibia uchumi, ametuharibia biashara, watu wamemkataa. Ndio atuangaishe, amefufua ile kikundi haramu ilikuwa nasumbua kina mama. Mimi nimwambie hiyo maneno ni mbaya na watu ya area hii hawezi kubali. Na hiyo kikundi iliumiza watu wetu. Na ukiilete watu wetu watakuchukia zaidi kuliko vile walikuwa wamekuchukia. Hiyo maneno tungetaka ikome, ni maneno ambaye hawezi kubalika katika eneo hili.
Gachagua made this statement just a day after a meeting organized by his wife Dorcas Rigathi was disrupted. The meeting was held at Kamkunji Stadium, Nyeri County, before former Mungiki outlaw group leader Maina and Gaga suddenly arrived, forcing Dorcas to leave. In addition, Gachagua also said that he'd create a party that will lead the nation, which will be all-inclusive.
Nataka kuhakikishia nyinyi, this Mount Kenya region, God willing, Mungu akituonekania, I will lead this region into government, and a government that respects them and works for them. Na hiyo itafanyika. We have the numbers, all we need is to create unity and get the right friends. Na marafiki ni wengi sana. Na tuko na marafiki wengi, na tutafaulu, na tutajipanga vizuri, tusijikute pahali tuko. Shida ilitupata kubwa sana is the quality of senators and members of parliament wale tulichagua. Watu ambaye for the right price they can sell their mother.
TikTok is resuming services to its 170 million users in US after President-elect Donald Trump said he would give the app a reprieve when he takes office today. On Sunday, the Chinese-owned app stopped working for American users following concerns that their data could be accessed by Chinese officials. In a statement, TikTok later said it was in the process of restoring service just hours after going dark in America and thanked the president-elect for providing the necessary clarity and assurance. TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, previously ignored a law requiring it to sell its US operations to avoid a ban. The law was upheld by Supreme Court on Friday and went into effect on Sunday. That's the news wire. I'm Leah Obaga.
SpiceFM, Nakuru.
All right, at a few minutes after 7 o'clock, a quick look at what's happening. So we know that what's happening in the city means that a lot of traffic that you see right around Kamkunji at that Haile Selassie junction reduces. So not much traffic there. Also coming off of Jago Road, heading out towards Landis, that's not looking too bad. And as you see on Mombasa Road, heading out towards Uhuru Highway, that looks good as well. We're not seeing too much in terms of traffic this morning. We're starting slow this Monday morning. A quick look at the Eastern Bypass shows us that just a little bit of traffic as you head out towards the city and then towards the Cabanas interchange. And on the Thika Superhighway, traffic going towards Survey is going to slow down some as you try to get towards Muthaiga Square and then out towards the Pangani Underpass. We see some hold up there. All right, let's see what happens as we get into the morning. SpiceFM KE on X, hashtag the Situation Room.
This This new year, say yes to a new world of entertainment on Star Times. Enjoy the finest family entertainment on all your favorite channels. Recharge your subscription for 2 months and get upgraded to the next high bouquet for 2 months. Kick off the new school year with a world full of adventures on our kiddie channels. The excitement of sports action in the Carabao Cup, Bundesliga and La Liga. Who will be the new champions? Edge of the seat action on our blockbuster movies. Fresh heart-stopping premium telenovelas plus more spectacular entertainment on your Star Times decoder. Download the Star Times On app to enjoy unlimited entertainment anytime, anywhere. Star Times. Enjoy digital life.
Mature, intelligent talk every morning. Spice up yourself. Mornings done right. 94.4 Spice FM, Nairobi.
Good morning, and at 7 minutes after 7 o'clock, welcome to the second hour of Kenya's biggest conversation this morning. And as you tune into our live streams on YouTube and Facebook, also don't forget to join us on X. And a very warm welcome to our audiences on KTN this morning as well. All right, as we get into conversations this morning, good to have you here. And one who is no stranger to the Situation Room this morning is here. Senior advisor in the Council of Economic Advisors is Moses Kuria, and he is with us this morning. And we're getting into a number of conversations, top of them being the health system under Shah. And we start that conversation with him this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Waziri.
Good morning. Muga.
How are you doing?
Happy New Year, people.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
I see you have a new guest today.
Yes.
So the Gen Z Viva is catching.
Telling you, umbrellas up, man. Is there? It's everywhere.
Everywhere.
It's a good thing.
It's a good thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a polite reminder that, 6% of Kenyans, only 6% are above the age of 60.
Yes, I mean that's 6%.
So you need to be registered, man. At that convention called CITES, the convention for endangered species.
Oh my goodness.
So the protection,
Protection.
It's in the Ministry of Tourism, isn't it? The white rhino, people, Kenyans over 60,
Spotted turtle.
This should be, endangered species which need to be protected.
We're a tourist attraction now.
Somebody come far and wide to see you. So then also perhaps the 75% ought to be listened to at some level, isn't it?
Well, their noise cannot make them, the sheer numbers are just too much. And it's also a phenomenon across Africa.
Yeah.
I mean, it is just
it is why the continent is referred to as the
and it is up to us what we want to do with it. It can be a disaster, or it can be some good engine.
It can be a serious resource.
For me, I look at it as a very, very serious resource.
Well, there you go. And it's interesting that you say that, because there's also a resource that's helping young people today between the ages of 18 and 35 who maybe didn't get an opportunity to really push in on their skill and talent, maybe through education, maybe through high school or university. And so there's a program called the Tujiajiri program, which insists that, you can match skills with opportunity, and led by the KCB Foundation. Tell you a little bit about that, Waziri.
Yeah, and we talk about opportunities around these demographics between 15 to 34 who get out of school. Maybe as the senior advisor, what are the numbers on the young people who enter the labor market annually?
I think let's look at it this way. I mean, we're talking about a million.
A million.
Yeah, a million thereabouts.
Yep.
A million plus, getting into the labor market. And also the condemnation that I remember when I was a Minister for Public Service and I was in charge of the National Youth Service, and we put the entry point for National Youth Service at DPRAS. So when I took over, I came up with a formula for some equitable sharing of the position for the first time at world level. Okay. And because previously, only some few people were connected. So I was very passionate about it. So I went to this village in Kajiado. But I was wondering how come people in Kajiado are not taking up their chances, and I want everybody to take them up. And I was sorry, it's because they don't have DPRAs.
Okay.
So the county commissioner asked me, do you look at these manyatas? How many places from here can you be able to get DPRAs?
Yeah.
So, when now the difference starts coming from there, the difference between a D and a DPRAs, can you imagine? So now that's condemnation in life starts from there.
And Casey,
for me, that's something that stresses me. How can we condemn so many people, over our people? And it's okay to be, I have a slogan that I say, it is normal to be ordinary.
Okay.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. I don't see a country where the average survive. Everybody survives. Yeah. But in the country we have now is you have to be extraordinary
to survive.
You have to be way above average. In other countries, and I've worked in many countries, it is normal to be average.
What is strange is this: what you are saying is what KCB seeks to do through its
plan.
Yes, to stop the discrimination. Everybody, nobody came to this world by accident.
And to also give the D pluses you're talking about. So long as you have an interest, so long as you want to enhance not just a skill, but to get certification, something that can now enable you to actually work. Remember that million figure that we spoke of? Dennis, you wanted to add something to it?
Yeah, in a million that we talk about, KCB says that I will take you to school. I will give you the skill that you do not have. I will give you the certification. And even after that, I will team you up with mentors in making sure that your business grows, that you have mentors to hold your hand, and that even go further, I will equip you and give you the tools of trade so that when you are starting your business, you are just going
You've provoked me. You've provoked me to share with you. And that's why I'm very happy with this Tujiajiri program by KCB. Amazing program. You might be interested to know that the World Bank, the Kenya government and the World Bank, something that I'm very much heavily involved in since I was in the cabinet, and we're just about now to get it rolling. We've got a wonderful program by the World Bank and Kenya government called the National Youth Opportunity Towards Advancement. It's called NYOTA. Call it NYOTA. And NYOTA is an amazing program. It has got two major components, enterprise and skills. So for the enterprise, what we're going to be doing is that we will be recruiting 100,000 young people. All the way randomized from locational level. And we're going to give them some training. First of all, some psychosocial training, and then skills training. And then we will give them a grant to start businesses.
That's amazing.
50,000 shillings. Grant, free money.
And at that point,
and then we link them to a larger industry, something called subcontracting.
Okay.
And the second component, another 100,000. 120,000 because we got some special allocation for refugees even. To train youth on skills, for jobs, skills for jobs, and then matching them with industry, locally and internationally. We're going to be getting other people like KCB to take up these young people for 6 months.
And do something with them.
Like an internship. And we will be incentivizing, those corporates that are gonna, be taking these people. And they'll be getting a salary for like a period of 6 months, and then we release them either to the same employers or to industry. And even we've got a special package for the young mothers, right from pregnancy
all the way
up to 3 years. Give them some extra stipend and
to be able to survive.
Yes,
I think there's some
each
great
of these
things
young
happening.
people, 1,000 shillings every month goes to their savings under the NSSF. Because also you've got to look at the savings culture in this country. So am I saying it's enough? No, but I'm saying Nyota to Jiajiri, it is because there's a national crisis. We need to be pushing from all directions. Whatever can be done.
Indeed.
Today I can go to any village in this country And within 20 minutes, without notice, I have got a mammoth crowd of people to address.
There you go.
Not because I'm handsome.
Not because you're handsome. It must be something.
They are jobless.
Yeah.
And
So
if you want
more information,
if you want that information, go to kcb.com/foundation. And perhaps it's about time that government and KCB joined hands.
You go. So this week, as usual, Waziri CT goes around the country and around the continent to each country every week, and he gets proverbs. This week he'll tell you where we are, give you today's proverb, but then tell us what you think about it. Right?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's start with the hint. This country is in East Africa. Okay, that is hint number one. Hint number two. It leads this region in gender equality. It has the largest proportion of women in their parliament than any other in this region. Which country is this?
Of course, we know it's Rwanda.
Yes.
But my question for Rwanda is the following.
No, it is good.
It's good. It's a good thing.
No, it is a good thing.
But when you talk about this gender equality, I would want to see it all the way down.
Yes.
I don't see it in offices, in professions, in businesses, you know. Because sometimes representation from the political level does not necessarily translate.
Well, it's not sufficient.
Yeah, it's not sufficient.
But,
I mean, but they're supposed to be advancing the you know. But even the affirmative action that even when I was in Parliament, I didn't get that the women who are there now try to ensure that all the other cadres are covered.
Actually, the very thing you say is what is purposed. It is assumed, and I would also assume that if that level of representation exists, then it will cascade.
Yes, because of advocacy.
Yeah.
There you go.
You've said it.
Yeah.
That is what is hoped.
Absolutely.
That the agenda that pertains to women will be pushed, but if you have the numbers and that isn't being pushed, then we start with another story.
Okay, so let's go to the proverb. I want to talk about that proverb first, so you can tell us what you think, because we've got like a huge issue before us to really go into, and I think there are very many things that we could share insights on. Let's go to the proverb first, and then we can come to that.
You can outdistance that which is running after you, but not what is running inside you.
Well, I think this is very apt, especially for where we are. Actually, everyone is trying to outpace the other in this country. And what we need to rely on is what is inside you. It's too much negativity. Too much of negative energy. Sometimes I like this proverb.
Yeah.
Because unless you rely on it, is so easy to give up and to get demoralized with all the outpacing. So ultimately, we have to depend on what is inside you.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Because it's nice to see that we can have different perspectives to this. Because previously we said, you have to face that thing which is in you, face it, get over it, and then move. But then also there's an element of positivity of that which lies within you that you can use to then,
that
move
which can't
forward.
be taken away.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's always interesting to get different perspectives. So, Waziri, as you know, as we get into this conversation, in October last year, SHA, the Social Health Authority, and then the Social Health Insurance Fund as a result of that came into being. I think there were more than teething problems at the beginning of all of this, which many would say would be expected. That when you start something new, that you would have, challenges. But these challenges, 6 months later, still seem to be 3 months later, 4 months later, we still seem to be teething, and that tooth has not passed through the flesh. That there seem to be too many issues at the same time when it concerns accessing health by Kenyans. And so that's what some of the things that we want to look at today. Now, you being a senior advisor in the Council of Advisors to government, here we are saying, number one question, what is going on with SHA and why is it so difficult to get the basics? Pay, see a doctor, get it treated, go home. Which is what Kenyans essentially were assured was going to happen.
I like your first tripping. You've tripped by saying 6 months.
I came back. It looks like 6 years. But I came back and I said 4 months. I corrected myself. Yeah,
it's actually 3 months and 20 days. It's just 110 days. In 110 days, I'm very proud of this program. I'm extremely proud of this program. I'm extremely proud. And you remember, I was here with you in October when this program started, and I said I'll come again and again, and I told you to keep my interview and ask me the questions. What I'm very happy with right now is that every other complaint I get is specific. Yeah. Meaning that the basic system has worked. And what we are dealing with now is exceptions. Yeah? Nothing made me happier than when I left cabinet and joined the team of advisors. First of all, the ability to choose what you want to do. And from day one, I said I want to focus on 3 things. I was very clear. I want to focus on health. And I want to focus on the youth, as I've just mentioned to you. And I want to focus on my third thing, which is jobs and incomes. Those 3 things in expanding economic opportunities. And it's not by accident. I mean, the health issue is a very emotive issue. Sometimes I wonder why I was not in this space for longer. It is very exciting, first of all. It's very fulfilling, and for me also it's very personal. In the year 2020, I spent during COVID, I spent 41 days in ICU, 41 days, and then 2021 I had an accident and I spent 4 months in a hospital ward. So for me, it's extremely personal that we fix. And the bulk of those 4 months was out of the country, outside this country, where systems do work. And I find myself so fortunate that within my lifetime, I have an opportunity of making healthcare in this country work the way it works in other countries, because we can do. So right now, every day that I wake up, I get questions from Kenyans, from this one, from that one, and the most important thing is, I tell them, don't tell me anything until you give me the ID number of that person, and I'm able to track back and see what was wrong with this particular case. In most cases, it is either a question of maybe there was some misinformation, some resistance by some hospitals and some professionals. That is there. I'm not denying that, or some cases where it becomes an opportunity to fix the system. But the most important thing is that right now we do not entertain any allegation, any complaints not accompanied by an ID number. And I want to say here, without a fear of contradiction, if you give me any case under SHA, under Taifa Care, with an ID number, I'll be able to get back to you within 5 minutes and tell you this allegation is true, this allegation is not true, this is what is not happening. So I cannot say that there's generic problems, there's many problems. In fact, I look forward. I've got some like 10 WhatsApp group I've created with members of parliament, with with doctors, with people there. I wake up at 6 a.m. every morning to look for issues. I get this morning. There's none. I'm so disappointed. There's only one case that was reported and found. It was posted by somebody at midnight, and by morning we at Kenyatta. It's about some child with some issue who it was claimed was not getting admitted. By 6 a.m. One of my colleagues, Dr. Lydiah, had confirmed that the issue has been sorted and is happy, because that's how we do it. We do it together.
So I hear
we co-create with the patient. We co-create with the doctors, with professionals. We co-create with media, with Kenyans, with everybody. Nothing makes me happier than when I wake up every morning, and I look forward to receiving an issue, especially an issue that we were not aware of.
Okay, so I want to go to what you said about, you're dealing with individual issues. So we're not talking about the system is lagging 72 hours, people are not able to. So when we see, visual representation of somebody who said, look, I've paid my premiums, they've asked me to pay for 6 months up front, but then they're still not able to verify me in the system for me to get treatment. What would be happening in that particular situation?
Either hospital non-compliance, by the particular facility,
okay,
or something. I would be extremely keen. And I wish you could even open it up.
Okay, so let's go a little bit deeper into this. So last week we saw the video. I mean, the video went everywhere. You must have seen it, about the lady. She was holding her baby, and she was in the Afia House offices, obviously, and they paid their premiums. But in order for her to now get the treatment for her baby, they told her that she had to wait, or that she had to come back in order for
you
it
mean
to
the mothers who stormed the press conference?
In order for her to get the treatment. And this was not just your run-of-the-mill facility. This was the Kenyatta National Hospital.
I followed that case.
Okay.
I was actually out of the country. And the first thing I followed that case, when I saw it, I placed a call to our cabinet secretary, Dr. Deborah Braza, and I asked her, Waziri, what is this? I mean, and she told me that it's a legitimate system issue. So I was able to pick it up with our system people. It is true that our large hospitals, because a lot of focus has gone into what we call PHC, the primary health care, level 2, level 3, level 4. Our large hospitals, and this again is a vote of confidence in the system. The numbers in our level 5 and our level 6, like Kenyatta National Hospital, are right now overwhelming.
Okay.
Yeah. People are really going to facilities, and it's something that I find strange, because I compare with when there was a doctor strike, and when there was a doctor strike, numbers at our level 6 hospitals, KNH, KU, the referral hospital, Moi Teaching and Referral, they were down by 50%, and I was wondering, where are these Kenyans going? Because mortalities were not increasing. And now the reverse is happening. A lot of people are going to level 5s, a lot of people are going to level 6, a lot of people are trying to access the system.
Why?
I think it's a lot of people who are not covered. Remember, NHIF at its peak had 15 million Kenyans. So where are the other 40 million? And I'm talking about both principals and dependents. So where are the other people?
They were paying out of pocket.
So they are paying out of pocket.
Yeah.
So if we find them now coming, it means something is good is happening. I always say that the nectar does not send an invitation letter to the bees. The bees just happen. So a lot of people are getting confidence because of that payments are being done, and SHA is honoring the payment. That's why people are going to the hospitals. As a result of these numbers, there was a misalignment of one piece of technology. We call it the eCrim system. Another piece of technology called the providers portal. You have to remember that we are still a long way to implementing SHA the way it is supposed to be implemented.
Okay.
Let me say this. We are a work in progress. What we've done, we adopted a top-down approach, whereby we allowed all the facilities, 15,000 of them in the country, to be able to access our system from the back end. And that has got its own problems. I come from a technology background. When you allow so many people using all sorts of gadgets and devices, kabambe phone and whatever, it's what we call a heterogeneous infrastructure. All of them trying to access, the health system from the back end. And so in this particular case, it was quickly discovered that something has to be changed in that particular structure for level 5 and level 6. That is why it was particularly a Kenyatta National Hospital issue. But as a result, we were able to take a remedial measure, which has now fixed all level 5s and all level 6s. So, is it a good thing that it happened? No. Is it something to cry about? No, because we were able to run the rest on. And remember, what we are doing is unprecedented. Even by Western standards, to have one unified health system for the whole country is something that that's our. So we are a work in progress. I am not claiming perfection, but what I'm claiming is that every single opportunity, every single problem that happens becomes an opportunity for us to be able to fix the system, and ultimately, ultimately, and you shall see, because I'm already getting calls. I'm getting calls from other countries. I'm getting calls from my friends, presidents of other countries in Africa, telling them we can't wait for you guys to get done with this thing. We want to copy it. The same way people come here.
Who's called you? I'm interested to know which countries have called you to ask you, can we...
I can tell you in confidence, Zimbabwe want to copy our system.
Okay.
Ghana want to copy our system. There's some Sierra Leone want to come and copy our system. Because it is unprecedented that a country of our economic status, a third world country, to have the courage to say we're gonna have a universal health care for all. And remember how many times we've tried this and failed. So in a nutshell, I want to say that one, I think we have done very well. 2, I think there are still some issues are still emerging. 3, whatever issues are emerging are becoming opportunities for us to fix the system. And 4, ultimately, when we do this, I am very, very certain that we'll have one of the best healthcare systems in Africa. By when? Becomes a question.
Right.
My target is by July, once we are done. There's something that I'll tell you later of now what ought to be done. I've told you that what we did was only turning the ignition key. It's not actually the implementation. The implementation has just started now. Yeah? So it can only get better. And we have started in one county called the county of Mombasa. Yeah? And I'll tell you what we are doing in Mombasa. So for people to be able to compare, the difference. And I'm sure that we are going to make every county a Mombasa by that 1st of July, which is my target.
Right.
Once there is so much that is not known about this system.
Okay.
And I'll be able to to take you about what is really happening in Mombasa and maybe invite all of you. Yeah. And I want to do that in the first week of February to do a media tour in healthcare in Mombasa, a county where is going to be and the population of Mombasa is like 1.2 million people. And Mombasa treats Mombasa hospitals, even before the Shah, was treating 1.8 million people because people from Kilifi, people from Kwale, people from Taita Taveta, all those people, Tana River, all of them, we find them overrunning the healthcare system in Mombasa County. And that is why deliberately I chose Mombasa and said, let us have a best practice in Mombasa.
And see what's happening there.
Today, the governor of Mombasa, when he woke up this morning, for the hospitals which we have registered, because we are doing end-to-end digitization. As we speak, 10 hospitals in Mombasa, you can't find a single paper.
Meaning it's digital?
Completely digitized. Yeah? I can tell you which doctor treated who. I can tell you how many minutes somebody was on the queue. The patient can know that if you are told that there's no drugs in the pharmacy, that's a lie. I can be able to track a doctor who goes to a government hospital in the morning and disappears to a private clinic in the afternoon. A patient by their phone, from their phone, can be able to tell you how many times they have visited. They can be able to see the status of all the claims that they have made. If someone makes a claim and it is paid for something, let's say surgery, and they quote a number, we are taking that claim against the license number of that particular doctor, ensuring that there's personal accountability and responsibility.
Okay.
Yeah.
We want to start looking into a little bit more of those details, even as we try to open up SHA and, the claims for, SHA is not working. A number of people saying, and it's interesting because some people have said, actually, I've been able to go in and it's working for me. In terms of having seamless interactions through and through, you've talked about it being a work in progress. Let's look at some of the other issues when we come back from this break in terms of, so what happens with those hospitals who are owed money? What happens with those facilities who from the last system are owed money and they say, you know what, we can't accept this system to work for this patient because the government has not paid us what they owe us. What happens to the patients who show up there? Waziri Moses Kuria is here with us this morning and we're looking at the workings of SHA. We'll come back and open up some of these conversations more as we continue. It is 25 minutes to 8.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.
Hi everyone, you may have heard about Cradle's first annual Study Abroad conference happening on January 18th in Nairobi and on January 27th in Eldoret. Can you tell us what students can expect?
Hi folks, Kieran here from Griffith College Ireland. I'm really looking forward to meeting you at the Study in Ireland Cradle Fair and giving some real great insights onto your life as a student with us in Griffith, and also about some of the fantastic career opportunities that are there for you in Ireland during and post your study. So again, really looking forward to meeting you. Stop by, say hello.
That sounds fantastic. So everyone make sure to attend Cradle's first annual Study Abroad conference at Gallant Mall Parklands in Nairobi and at Eka Hotel in Eldoret. Make sure to register by visiting www.cradle.com, that's CRAYDEL.com, or call 0799 000 444, 0799 000 444.
The weather with Spice FM.
And the weather in Nairobi as the sun slowly crept in, highs of 28 degrees and lows of 15 degrees. In Kakamega County, highs of 31 degrees and lows of 15 degrees. In Nyeri Town, highs of 29 degrees and lows of 11 degrees. In Nakuru City, highs of 29 degrees and lows of 12 degrees. In the lakeside city of Kisumu, highs of 30 degrees and lows of 19 degrees. Across the borders to Kinshasa, Congo, DRC, highs of 28 degrees and lows of 23 degrees. In Johannesburg, South Africa, highs of 29 degrees and lows of 15 degrees. In Paris, France, highs of 2 degrees and lows of -1 degrees. And in China, highs of 8 degrees and lows of -2 degrees. And finally, in London, United Kingdom, highs of 5 degrees and lows of 1 degree. That is the weather this hour.
Sugar and spice and everything nice. Spice FM.
Spice up your life.
All right, not too crazy with traffic this morning as we're getting into traffic hour right about now. Some movement as you get onto Mombasa Road this morning, and as you head out towards the CBD, it's going to slow down just a little bit on Huru Highway, getting through towards the city. And a quick look at the Thika Superhighway. We've got some traffic here as well as you get towards Survey. Coming in from Garden City, it's going to slow down a bit. Also coming in from Kasarani, that is all pretty busy. Ngong Road not looking too bad. Some traffic coming off Langata Road as you get towards Airdrome and then onto Huru Highway. We'll be here for it. Let's know what's happening in your neck of the woods as we try to keep things moving this morning. SpiceFM KE on X, hashtag The Situation Room.
Mature, intelligent talk every morning. Spice up yourself. Mornings done right. 94.4 Spice FM, Nairobi.
Waziri Moses Kuria is here with us this morning, and we're looking at the workings of SHA. One of the things that you have said in the past few minutes is that, you know, it is a work in progress. And, you know, as we get there, we'll get to a place where the system is seamless and we'll be able to really access healthcare in the manner in which universal healthcare is supposed to be provided. We do know that with SHA and SHIF, that there's certain services that your premiums pay for. There's certain services that government pays for directly, and you know that's just how it has been set up. We do know also that hospitals are owed money. They're entities, facilities that have been owed money for a very long period of time. How does this play out in terms of how patients are treated, or in this case, not treated, right? So if I present myself to a facility today that is owed money in the same health system by the government, the likelihood of them treating me as a patient then is reduced because they say, hang on a minute, you're in this system that already owes us money and for whatever reasons we've closed the taps. These are real life situations. It's not a makeup or Alice in Wonderland. They say we will not offer services because here is this money it's not been paid. Now, in this case, myself as the person who has shown up as a patient, I don't know what's happening between government and the facility. That's your business. So here I am and I've paid my premium, but I can't get treated. What are you advising this individual to do? Go to another facility, number one? Or are you saying, come back until we sort out our issues? What's happening with that particular issue?
No, granted, and it's not arguable that NHIF, the old NHIF, owed facilities money, and it's not little money. Mm-hmm. It's quite some money. Most of them. Some of the claims are, of course, as you'd expect, are questionable, and you know, Kenyans being Kenyans. In fact, part of the reason why we came up with this system is to stop that abuse that would see people, having all sort of, fictitious claims on NHIF and thereby diverting the resources that ought to go to all Kenyans. So that's one of the things to celebrate about the new system. Now, what did we do? Or what is the problem, first of all? The problem is that we would want to have all the money that are required to run this program. Right now, as we speak, only the 3 of you and 2.7 million other Kenyans are paying for 45 million Kenyans. I mean, it's a huge...
repeat those numbers again, please.
2.7 million people, PS3 people, are the ones paying for 45 million, for 54 million Kenyans.
Really?
Yeah.
There are some people who are not pay-slipped who are paying their premium.
500,000 of them.
So,
500,000
are
out
they
of 16
additional? Are they
million.
additional to this 2.7
The
million?
2.7 million are the pay-slip people.
So then, what we're actually looking at, if you say 500,000 people, give or take, so we're looking at 3.2 million people.
Yeah, carrying the burden of everybody else.
Okay.
Yeah.
So those who are not employed in formal employment, who are paying premiums currently towards towards shift, are 500,000.
Yes, and that's why because we deliberately, because we said because Kenyans are struggling with this new system to understand it, to register, to do many things. Deliberately, we went easy on enforcing that everybody must pay, and that time is running out, because for how long can the payslip people carry the burden of everybody? Remember, they are doing the same for housing.
The money will run out.
Yeah, the money will run out. Yeah, so we have really shown the financing. Yeah, and it's what you're going to see us doing going forward. Because that's why we came up with this issue called means testing, whereby because you are already been tested by your salary, but that person there who sometimes they have got more money than even the salaried people. Yeah, that everybody has to go to do this means testing, because what people forget about SHA is nothing new, but the old Harambee system, where I've got Harambee. So Mr. City Muga is going to be invited for a Harambee only by the people of his village, because they know him. But now SHA is a national Harambee for everyone, for people you know and people who don't know, for people of your village and people of the farthest corner of this country. And in this Harambee, right now, the people who are contributing in this Harambee are only 2.7 million people. Before SHA, I was contributing 1,700. Today, I'm being charged 27,000 shillings. Yeah, per month. But I'm not complaining. Why? Because for me, it's a savings.
Okay.
Because if I compare with how much I was contributing to Harambees, it's a problem. Now, what I want is that I don't want everybody to contribute 27,000. But even if you bring 500,
even if you wanted it, it's not 400 possible, because they don't.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you're saying to everyone according to their means.
Yes.
To everyone according to their blessings.
Yeah.
And that's exactly where we need to go, so that all of us can be able to move together in that journey.
I want to go back.
I'm coming back. So I want to give you the problem.
Okay.
First of all, so with the money that we're getting, and by the way, the income with this new formula, this Harambee, even without the other people paying, compared to the old NHIF, the collections are already up by 400%.
Since when?
Since 1st of October.
Okay.
Compared to the month on month, how much we are collecting every month now, compared to how much we are collecting before. Okay.
Just sorry, I need you to break that down. I think it's important that we do so that we're not just throwing numbers out there, Waziri.
Yeah.
So we are saying that with the system that was in place, it was more than 10, but let's just say for 10 years.
Yeah.
So we're saying that with NHIF in 10 years and what was being collected, from the 1st of October, when we saw the shift to the new system, we saw an increase of 400%.
Of, let's say, we were in the region of more than double. Let me say that way.
Okay.
Just shy of more than double. What NHIF was collecting every month compared to what SHA is collecting every month.
Was that because more people were contributing, or was that because the amount of money, or was it because of the amount of money that people then had to contribute by virtue of the fact of the increment made a difference?
Absolutely, because it's Harambee.
Yeah.
This Harambee now starts saying, hey, how can Moses Kuria contribute the same amount to this Harambee with the city Muga?
So it's possible that the same people who were contributing NHIF for 10 years are the same people who are contributing to SHA, but the money increased because the government said you need to have more money.
Yeah, because of the means. And now you can imagine now once now we do this means testing even for the other guys and get everybody contributing in this national Harambee, you can imagine the system will be liquid. And even before we move to those people who are not contributing, by this double amount that we received from SHA compared to NHIF, we came up with something called RIFO. It's an accounting terminology. Last in, first out. We said, yes, I know I owe this hospital money. And I know that all debts of NHIF has automatically transitioned into SHA. Okay? But for what you are claiming under the new system, I will pay on the spot. Okay? So you clean up first what's happening today, then you start working backwards to the old debts. So that's why today, even if we owe hospitals money, even if we are looking for the money to be able to settle the debts, even if we are trying to do the verification of those debts to separate the genuine ones from the fictitious ones, the cases of hospitals turning away patients have become almost negligible, less and less. Why? Because we say, look, search me. What you claimed yesterday or last month or whatever you've claimed since October, I have paid you. Meaning that I've demonstrated goodwill. Yeah, I've demonstrated goodwill that I have nothing to hide. And I'm telling you, yes, I know. I still acknowledge, I still owe you the debts of last year. But since I'm not accumulating new debts. So even this problem, again, go and do your survey out there. We have got less and less and less complaints about people being turned away because people have seen demonstrable confidence, by hospitals to say that even if I am owed money that came from NHIF, at least on the new money, I'm able to get sorted. And that's why you're saying, because all the claims are coming now through the system automatically, because the claims are coming through the system, also the settlement is coming through the system. That's number one. Public hospitals and private hospitals. Now let's go back to public hospitals.
Yes.
For public hospitals, according to the patients who are visiting that particular facility, the new system, the new law came up with something called FIF, Facilities Improvement Fund. That money is given to a facility to improve themselves. Okay? And they retain that money at facility level. Something that was not happening at NHIF. And that money can be audited. It is automated. It is trackable. What we are doing now is that we're saying, because first of all, we have got two things that we are encouraging counties to do, especially county government. One is to say that zero takeout. It's a principle of zero takeout. That all the money generated from a particular facility are retained in that facility. Don't take it away.
For development
of that facility.
Because that was what I was going to ask you.
Absolutely.
I think this is one of the things that is vital here.
Yeah.
That one of the main issues we had is that, when we looked at the system, is that your lower level medical facilities, 2, 3, 4, were being more or less ignored by people because they wanted to go to your higher level facilities for a headache, a common cold, things like this. At the same time, your very serious interventions that needed to take place were slowed down because of lack of infrastructure, right?
Absolutely.
If we're looking at Kenyatta National Hospital now, just look at the cancer ward, for example. If you want to get a scan, you want to get an MRI and you're a cancer patient, the waiting line is ridiculous. So what happens is, what we're asking now is that people who travel, and this is the thing, people travel from Murang'a, come to Nairobi, people travel from Mombasa, come to Nairobi, people travel from all over the place, come to Nairobi, and then they put on a waiting list for 3 months to be able to get a head scan, for a medical intervention. Now, the question is here, whether there's a new system in place or not, the physical infrastructure in the facility still remains the same. So what is the transition then between the new system and ensuring that, okay, fine, this new system, swanky system in place, we can pay our premiums, get in line and do everything. But what is to guarantee that I'll walk into the facility and the ground really is actually ready to receive?
I like this question because what you've just described is exactly what was the vision of SHA. And you mentioned level 2, 3, 4, but you actually left out one level called level 0. Level 0 is a community health promoter.
Yes.
They are actually part of the infrastructure right now. They are part of the service delivery mechanism. that for the last 2 years, they have visited 8 million homes. And they have referred people with diseases like hypertension, diabetes, etc., 350,000 of them into facilities. And now with the new system, your CHP, the CHP in my village is going to go to my mother and take the triage at home.
Yeah.
And from their gadgets, which you've given them gadgets, all the 110,000 CHPs, they will be able to refer my mother to the next level 2 hospital. And they will find level 2 hospital in the system waiting. Oh, are you Moses Kuria's mother? We have been waiting for you because we were told you are coming by CHP on the system, it's showing.
Yes.
And then from the level 2, some cases need to be referred to level 3. That's happening automatically now on the system. You can be able to track. And actually, the case of this morning in KNH is because it was auto-referred from a system, from a level 2 hospital, from a level 3 hospital. Before, there was no audit trail. You cannot tell whose word it is. You cannot, and therefore, people only believed that you can only get some good service from Kenyatta. That's why you find the higher levels, overwhelmed, because even that's what we are calling the primary health care. It's supposed to be primary.
You know the other reason why they go?
Yeah.
Because when they go to the level 2, 3, 4, sometimes, and a lot of complaints came in that you can get a referral to a level 2, but that you go there and the infrastructure doesn't exist.
Absolutely.
Radiology, but there's no radiologist.
Hence why now we have this facility improvement fund, whereby every level 2 hospital will get money for itself. Level 3, level 4. I can tell you, this hospital in a place called Kitimikai, how much money did it get? For how many patients? What did they do with the money? Let me give you an example. The governor of Mombasa has issued an executive order, governor of Mombasa, one of the most switched on governors in terms of healthcare. He said that he's given 3 very serious rulings, executive orders. One, if money comes to a facility, money does not leave the facility. That's rule number 1. Executive order number 2, 60% of that money will go towards buying medicines. And that has been automated in the system. Yeah? So we are going to have a lot of this issue of going to the hospital and you find that there's no medicine. Someone has to answer because we can see that the money was deducted and money has gone to the medicine. The number 3 thing he has said, this year, starting from the 1st of January, he is not renewing the licenses of pharmacies that are operating outside hospitals. Because you know very well what those pharmacies were there for. You go to the hospital, there's no medicine, but you are told out there, in that particular one, you can be able to get the facility.
Is that really fair?
Yeah?
Is it really fair?
It is fair.
Because you're assuming that because a pharmacy is near a hospital, the only clients would come to those facilities are probably referrals from the hospital. What if the pharmacies are near a hospital and the hospital is near residential areas?
As well as the city talks about that. Our spot check that we did last week in Mombasa, since you're talking about Mombasa, shows that patients go to hospitals and they are asked to go back. They're denied services because they are registered under SHA. As much as we want to heap praise on Mombasa, there are teething problems in that same county as well that need to be addressed.
And maybe not. That's why I said, give me the ID number. Because I can go to the system. That's a whole wonderful thing of having a system that is auditable. Because if you tell me this number, I'll tell you, yes, maybe you are helping me. Because people refer these cases and they end up helping us. But I'll tell you something. The other wonderful thing about these facilities of level 2, level 3, and level 4 is that they are not the only people under SHA. The public hospitals. You get treated in the private hospitals in exactly the same way you'll be treated in the public hospitals. SHA does not discriminate. And that's the other wonderful thing. And so therefore, governors have smelled the coffee. They know if you don't improve these facilities, all the patients will be going to the private facilities. Because as a patient, you don't lose anything. Yeah? You choose to go to a Kibanda or Serena Hotel, and the price is the same, the treatment is the same. So this internal competition, this sibling competition between private facilities and public facilities is going to see, a mutual improvement. I have seen private hospitals also, they are now, waking up, and they really want to be part of this success story, because they know the government facilities are getting this facilities improvement fund. Yeah. The government hospitals know the patient can go to the private hospitals. Ultimately, the system will be self-correcting.
The picture you paint is the picture one wants to see. Mm-hmm. With regards to our healthcare system. In fact, when you're talking about public facilities, you talk about government facilities, that is where the vast majority of people would go to, because whatever you say, it's always been found to be affordable. There's something you mentioned which I don't quite understand, literally. Mm. The Facility Improvement Fund. Mm. If SHA is working, the patients who go there do not need to fork out any money.
Precisely.
Now, the money that then the health facilities would make, where would that come from?
It's come from you.
How? I have SHA.
You've paid a premium.
I paid my premium. All I need to do is produce my card or show my ID.
Oh, okay, let me see it this way.
Yes.
Public hospitals.
Yes.
It's public let me make a statement.
Yes.
Level 2.
Yes.
Level 3.
Yes.
Nobody, level 4. Nobody goes to those hospitals and is asked to pay a penny as long as you're a SHA member. Yes. That's a statement of fact.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
For any disease.
Yes.
Okay? Subject to the tariff that is put there.
Yes.
I have a problem with this tariff sometimes also, because if you look at some of the benefits, for example, on the ICU and the HDU, and the few complaints now you are getting on the ICU and the HDU. If you are in Coast General Hospital, in ICU, you get covered for 3,940 shillings every day. Sometimes the cost is higher than that. Yeah, I would want to see more benefits going to the ICU, what we call the critical care. The ICU and the HDU. Yeah. I would want to see more money. Once we get these other 16 million people from the informal sector to come and help you, the payslip people, and we get more money, we are now forming a committee to review the benefits. The benefits are going to be reviewed commensurate with the availability of resources. That is why we want now to start this huge campaign of people to start to do the means testing and start paying for this, so that we get more money. Because if I add even by 50% the money available, maybe I'll be able to afford more benefits to the people in the ICU and the HDU. So I would say, and also of course, because of our fiscal situation, we are not getting money from the exchequer for the primary health care area as much as I would want to see. I would want Kenyans to continue paying taxes so that we can be able to fund the primary health care as well. So what I'm saying is that we have got nothing to be pretentious about. Where there are issues, there are issues. And I think what we owe to Kenyans as a responsible government is where there are gaps. For example, I'm telling you, we have got obvious gaps on the ICU and the HDU. We are not covering the benefit as much as we want covered. I would want more money to go to cancer patients. I would want more money to go to, all the other chronic, cases. I would want the emergency and chronic care fund, ECCF, to be funded, because health is a priority. And it is one of the Article 43 rights in our Constitution. So I want to see more budget support, and I'm talking to our members of Parliament in terms of appropriating more money for our ECCF within this even the supplementary budget and the budget. I would want to see more money going into our commodities. What I'm saying is that as we are fixing systems, we're also going to fix the monies, and we are going to fix the monies from both ways. We are going to fix the monies by people in the informal sector also agreeing to pay to help the people in the formal sector. And I would want to see also the Parliament appropriate more money, and please talk to your members of Parliament
for it to come here.
To appropriate more money.
Waziri, you'll be with us here for another hour, and an opportunity for people to ask you ask you questions directly, because you said let's let's deal with those. Let's deal with those bugs if we can. So Waziri will be with us here after 8 o'clock. Let's take a break now and look at what's happening with the news, and then we'll come back after this.
So I can take a health break.
Good morning, this is the Newswire. I'm Leah. Ubaga President William Ruto is expected to kickstart his tour of Kakamega County today. Ruto travelled to the county yesterday ahead of his scheduled tour just days following the ruling party's merger with Musalia Mudavadi's Amani National Congress Party on Friday. The tour also comes amid growing discontent with the president in the vote-rich Mount Kenya region, while the president is seen to be courting formerly opposition strongholds as a lifeline to his 2024 ambitions. Chief Justice Martha Koome is today set to swear in members of the Public Service Commission at 9 a.m. at KICC. Koome is set to administer the oath of office to the vice chairperson of the commission, Mary Kimonye, alongside 7 other commissioners. The commissioners include former NTSA boss Francis Major, former IBC commissioner Moboya Mulu, Malem Hassan, Amani Mabruki, Irene Cheretich, Joanne Ndesi and Francis Owino. The commissioners will serve for a period of 6 years following their successful vetting and approval by members of Parliament. COE Senior Economic Advisor Moses Kuria says that the basic system of SHA has worked as the complaints they're dealing with as it now are specific. Speaking on SpiceFM, Kuria says the cases include system failure and hospitals' non-compliance. He, however, adds that these complaints must be accompanied by ID cards.
It's just 110 days. In 110 days, I'm very proud of this program. I'm extremely proud. What I'm very happy with right now is that every other complaint I get is specific, meaning that the basic system has worked. And what we're dealing with now is exceptions. And I want to say here, without fear of contradiction, if you give me any case under SHA, under Taifa Care, with an ID number, I'll be able to get back to you within 5 minutes and tell you this allegation is true, this allegation is not true, this is what is not happening. So I cannot say that there's generic problems, there's many problems. In fact, I look forward. I've got some 10 WhatsApp group I've created with members of parliament, with doctors, with people there. I wake up at 6 a.m. every morning to look for issues.
Courier, commenting on the incident where patients stormed Health CS Deborah Barraza's presser over SHA system failure, had this to say.
And the first thing I followed that case, when I saw it, I placed a call to Cabinet Secretary Dr. Deborah Barraza, and she told me that it's a legitimate system issue. So I was able to pick it up with our system people. It is true that the numbers in our level 5 and our level 6, like Kenyatta National Hospital, are right now overwhelming. A lot of people are trying to access the system. It's a lot of people who are not covered. Remember, NHIF at its peak had 15 million Kenyans. So where are the other 40 million? And I'm talking about both principals and dependents. So if we find them now coming, it means something is good is happening. So a lot of people are getting confidence because of that payments are being done, and SHA is honoring the payment. That's why people are going to the hospital. As a result of these numbers, there was a misalignment of one piece of technology. We call it the eCrim system, and another piece of technology called the provider's portal.
Courier, however, admitted to the fact that we are still far from fully implementing SHA, despite the fact that it was a role model to other African nations.
Remember, what we are doing is unprecedented, even by Western standards, to have one unified health system for the whole country. So we are a work in progress. I am not claiming perfection, but what I'm claiming is that every single problem that happens becomes an opportunity for us to be able to fix the system. And ultimately, and you shall see, because I'm already getting calls. I'm getting calls from other countries telling them, we can't wait for you guys to get done with this thing. We want a copy. The same way people come here to...
Who's called you? I'm interested to know which countries have called you to ask you, can we...
I tell you in confidence, Zimbabwe want to copy our system.
Okay.
Ghana want to copy our system. There's some Sierra Leone want to come and copy our system.
And finally, Donald Trump will become U.S. president for the second time today, in a day of pomp and circumstance marking the peaceful transfer of power following his extraordinary political comeback. Approximately 250,000 people are expected to brave freezing weather and descend on central Washington to see Trump become the 47th U.S. president. He'll be only the second president in the country's history to serve two non-consecutive consecutive terms after Grover Cleveland in the late 80s. The extravaganza will kick off this morning with a service at St. John's Church.
We're going to also slash something else, the waste in our bloated federal bureaucracy. We will create the new Department of Government Efficiency, headed by a gentleman named Elon Musk, who's here someplace. I don't know where the hell he is. He's here someplace.
That's the Newswire. I'm Leah Obaga.
.5 Spice FM, Kisumu.
Hi everyone. You may have heard about Cradle's first annual Study Abroad conference happening on January 18th in Nairobi and on January 27th in Eldoret. Can you tell us what students can expect?
Hi folks, Kieran here from Griffith College Ireland. I'm really looking forward to meeting you at the Study in Ireland Cradle Fair and giving some real great insights onto your life as a student with us in Griffith, and also about some of the fantastic career opportunities that are there for you in Ireland during and post your study. So again, really looking forward to meeting you. Stop by, say hello.
That sounds fantastic. So everyone make sure to attend Cradle's first annual Study Abroad conference at Gallant Mall Parklands in Nairobi and at Okoh Hotel in Eldoret. Make sure to register by visiting www.cradle.com, that's CRAYDEL.com, or call 0799 000 444, 0799 000 444.
All right, at a few minutes after 8 o'clock, let's take a look at what's happening on the streets with traffic this morning. It still continues trickling in on the Thika Superhighway today and right around Survey. It slows down some as your service lanes come to an end and you head out towards the Pangani underpass. Also, some traffic on Uhuru Highway will get you through past Aerodrome and then out towards Bunyala and then Haile Selassie at the junction. Gong Road has quite some of that traffic, and we're looking at and then Gitanga Road and then out towards James Gishuru. James Gishuru will spill over Wayaki Way and then through to the Red Hill Link Road. There's some traffic that takes you round about Gigiri and then out towards Limuru Road this morning. Folks, where there's no traffic, Northern Bypass, Southern Bypass, Eastern Bypass, I can't tell you because there is some traffic as you get towards North Airport Road and heading out towards the Cabanas interchange. So we are into traffic hour proper. Let's see what happens as we get through it. Holla, tell us what's going on where you are. We want to keep things moving. We'll talk on SpiceFM. #EonX, #The Situation Room.
Mature, intelligent talk every morning. Spice up yourself. Mornings done right. 94.4 Spice FM, Nairobi.
The health system under Shah is our conversation for this hour and the last hour as well. And we have been speaking with Senior Advisor Moses Kuria, the Council of Economic Advisors for Government. And this is an opportunity for you to ask those questions. There have been several questions. Social media has been rife with a lot of complaints and saying, you know what, this isn't working, the other is not working. Well, Waziri is here and he's happy to take those questions for me. Let me remind you what that number is 0719 012 600. 0719 012 600. Those issues that you've had, those complaints that you've had, let's talk about it this morning and get answers to some of those things and where you can go to get those sorted out. All right, I'm going to remind you that the first ever Study Abroad conference took place on the 18th of January in Nairobi at the Gallant Mall in Parklands. Another one is taking place on the 27th at Okoh Hotel in Eldoret. What can you expect when you go? You can expect that you will have access to the top professionals that will be able to match you with your needs to be able to study abroad. From 600 destinations in 45 different countries, you have an opportunity to be able to look into what some of those would will be. So there'll be a battle of the destinations. There'll be somebody who will talk you through how to get your student visa, information on accommodation, information on scholarships, whatever you think about when it comes to university education, the answers will be right there for you at the Okoh Hotel on the 27th of January. How do you register? Go on to www.cradel.com or call 0799 000 444. All right, we know what the proverb is for today, but let's remind ourselves about that, because Waziri believes that what you have inside will spur you on to go. No?
Yes. You can outdistance that which is running after you, but not what is running inside you.
But not what is running inside you.
Yes, if it's running outside and running beside you and behind you, and that you can outpace it. But if it's inside you, no.
Tough luck.
That will not be possible.
All right. Okay, so we continue looking at some of these issues, some questions to do, with SHA and the system, and whether it is working for Kenyans to the point whereby they're saying, okay, well, this is actually worth our dime. A question. Go ahead.
Yeah, and when we talk about matters to do with SHA and shift that does exist now, we talk about the real cases that we have. Let me just read. I was at the hospital, but I couldn't get services because the system was down. I fear that if the situation persists, this woman's condition, the child's condition will continue to worsen. Now, these are at Longisa AGC Tenwek Mission Hospitals. Hundreds of patients were left stranded and frustrated.
Longisa
and Tenwek. Now, this is another case of some medical facilities in Mombasa are accused of denying services to locals registered under the SHA scheme, leading to congestion in public hospitals. We will sit here and say SHA is working. But to that Kenyan who's seeking services right now, who has been denied opportunity to seek services, SHA is not working to them. There are teething problems, as you say, that need to be addressed. But how do we tell Kenyans who are seeking services right now and they're being asked to go back and tell them that SHA is working?
I'll tell you for sure, nobody is being turned away. I would be very much interested. And I'm willing to publish my number even publicly. I'm willing to publish my number. Because I know for a fact right now, maybe in the beginning, in October, in November, people are being turned away. Right now, and I'm challenging people to use the same channels and to reach me on that channel, or anyone for that matter, or CS for Health. Right now, at least on the very minimum from public hospitals, because at least those ones are within our control, nobody is being turned away. Nobody. From the private hospitals, maybe not. I would be very much interested to know. But what I'm saying, all I can say from where I am, in all fairness, is that as a matter of policy, and as a matter of what we know, as a matter of what is within our knowledge, what has been brought to our attention, nobody is being turned away. I would be very much interested to know about first of all, Tenwek Hospital is one of the hospitals where we have actually done some level of digitization. And the president was there some times back, some few weeks back, in that particular hospital, which I know very well. And I know also of Longisa Hospital very well. I would be very much interested to know when exactly the system was down. I would be very much interested to know. I'm not saying the system could not be down. The system can get down. Every system, even any system, even Twitter sometimes can get down. But I would be very much interested to know. All I'm saying is that I don't know what I can say from where I sit. All I can say is that where we are now, I am very much confident that the problems of system downtimes, the system of problems of availability, the problems of slow people getting OTPs when they are registering, or problems we encountered in October, in November, from December, and where we are now, I can only say, and I'm willing to Kenyans sometimes walikuwa wananisalimia wakati wa Gen Z. If they can salimia me now with the accurate details of exactly I went to this hospital or stand back, I would be very, very much interested to know. It's also for our benefit.
If there are problems, as we're being told, and they've been there since we rolled out this particular system, has the ministry taken the time to collate the issues that keep coming up so that we can say these are the frequently noted problems, these are the frequently asked questions, these are the frequently experienced difficulties, so that a response to those issues can actually also be provided.
You've provoked me. You've provoked me, because from today I'll also create a WhatsApp group for media people. Put it there. Yeah. Put it there. I'll create one. I'll start with the three of you. And I'll also add people, all the media people from the other newsrooms. Yeah. So because first of all, you know me, forget about being a government official. I'm a professional project manager of 3 decades. This is what I do. I used to do for a living. I manage systems, I implement systems, I manage projects, I manage complex projects. I have managed them locally, I've managed them internationally. So I'm not just speaking, I don't know, from a political angle, or from a leadership angle, from a government angle. I'm looking at this just like any other system I've implemented for banks and all that kind of thing. And I'm very poor with the generalities. I am extremely poor, let me admit, on generalities. But when it comes to specifics, you tell me this particular case, this particular patient, this particular hospital, this particular hour. Oh, I don't sleep.
You see why I mentioned what I've just mentioned is because with all these health facilities, given the burden that a new system will bring with it, and given the toll of that on the people who work there, if over time you understand that when people come in, because you may think it's a systems problem, but it is a problem that is being encountered by the patient who has actually come in, because this system is, if it's new to those in the health facility, it is also new to the care seeker.
Agreed. And those things, they go down and down as over time, as people get to understand, as doctors get to understand. And what I'm saying is to accelerate that going down of the uncomfortableness is let's go specific.
Yes, we can. And that brings me.
I wish now I was hoping that my extra time here, we open the line and somebody tells me, I went to this hospital and this one. So that I can right here call somebody in the system to check for me what this particular case is.
I could actually take that challenge.
We're going to open the lines in just a minute.
Just open the lines and let's get specific. I went to this hospital, I was denied, I was told if there's an answer, I'll give you the answer. If it is something wrong, I'll admit this is wrong. But ultimately, we have to build this together, me and you Kenyans.
All right, some of them from you.
I could actually take that challenge, I would not say their number, but would take their ID number, and we find out, you make your calls, then we will give them feedback live here, because Yustofa Dachi says, since you've mentioned we give you your ID, could you please check for me what happened to my NHIF contribution? I'll give you their number. You find out what happened, just so we see how efficient that system is.
So in fact, what you could do, is that once you give me their number, mobile number, I'll get somebody from SHA to call them, and they give us feedback.
Okay. Yustofa Dachi.
And let me say the generic policy on the NHIF contribution. Or there was portability of all NHIF contribution up to the point they were expiring in NHIF. So if you had 5,000 shillings paid until X amount, until that is exhausted, there was no money to be lost on NHIF.
Okay.
As a general rule. I would want to have the number of that guy. He's going to be called by somebody from SHA. There's a lady called Hazel Koitaba. She's going to call that person, and I would be very much interested to know, about that particular case. And that's a patriotic Kenyan who is helping me to fix the system. That's what I mean.
Another question that I would ask you, Mheshimiwa, is today with SHA being there offering universal healthcare, and you said if we could go back to your earlier opening statement that the 41 days that you spent in hospital and about 4 months in the hospital ward as well goes to show and the services that you are seeking outside the country today with SHA being in place and the 27,000 shillings that you have been contributing and deducted. Today, Moses Kuria, would you seek health services from Kenyatta National Hospital and Asha?
When we are done with this, when we get more money, when we get all those other 16 million people paying, so that you can even add the ICU, when you can add the HDU, when you can add the benefit, it will be possible. Not just for me, but for every Kenyan. Not just for me, but for every Kenyan. So let's get everybody together. I'm just saying this also, the fact that 2.7 million people paying for 54 million people, we are heading dangerously to some cliff, which I think something has to be done. And because we've said it's a harambe for everyone, please, when we start saying everybody has to pay Atakamani 500, wacha tusisikie again. It is media which is now again telling Kenyans munafinywa. We've said that this one was kama ni kufinywa. Already the payslip people are being finywa. I feel for them. Me being one of them, I feel for the payslip people. They are paying for the NSSF contribution have gone up. Yeah, we have read the same payslip. Is it something bad? No, because we can't continue as a country which does not have a savings culture. The same payslip we read for the housing levy. The same payslip now we are reading for SHA. Now it's about time for the other people. And most of those people, they have more money than me and you.
Okay.
The people in the informal sector, they have more money than me and you. It is time for all of us now, media, everybody, to say, when we ask for a meal, everybody will eat. But when it comes to pay, let also everybody, open up their wallet and pay, so that everybody can be able to go to Kenyatta in the same way I would go to a foreign hospital.
What's the amount of money that somebody pays as a premium for SHA today?
Payslip or non-payslip?
Non-payslip.
Non-payslip. It is according to their means. You do some means testing. There's an algorithm there, and then it returns a value and tells you this amount you're supposed to pay every month or every year.
So I have to go into the system and see
as
now.
Register.
As I register,
Yeah.
I get onto the system and it tells me based on the information that I put into it. It's telling me that per month I will pay 5,000 or I pay 1,000
or 500
or something like
or
that.
400.
So it gives me
or it
based on
tells you are completely indigent. What you call indigent, that government or somebody has to pay for you.
Yeah.
That also is possible. And counties are stepping up. Murang'a County, as we speak, has given us a check for 37,000 citizens of Murang'a who are indigent. Who are indigent after they have done the means testing. And the governor Kangata has written a check for to cover that 7,000 according to the means, because we have to help each other. Governor of Mombasa right now, since we started this exercise in Mombasa, now I've just received figures. Mombasa, in terms of percentage, Mombasa is now number 2 nationally, just down from Kirinyaga at 27.something%. And Governor of Mombasa is sending out these community health promoters door to door. And today we are starting even another exercise where we're going even to the schools and calling the parents there so they can register even their children and dependents there, so that ultimately people start paying. And the Governor of Mombasa and members of parliament have met all of them. We have agreed that MP will go back to the CDF, governor will go back to his kitty and look at these indigents and pay for them. Now, another interesting thing, even for the other people who are not indigents, we are talking to the banks to do something called insurance premium financing, whereby some of them are, even some of our telcos, like Safari committees, have come up with programs to enable these Kenyans to pay even by the day.
So how quickly?
For the border people.
Sure. Yeah. So how quickly? Let's say, I'm onto the system, and this is based off of a number of questions from people in terms of, because one of the big issues here with a lot of questions that we are seeing is the waiting time to be able to then get logged onto the system and start to access. Because sadly, but is the reality that people then go onto the system when there is a need for them to access medical care, right? And I know I need to go to hospital, right? And I know that I'm going to be covered by SHA-SHIF, but I have not registered for whatever reason. Obviously, if I'm non-salaried, right? And I now get onto the system. The algorithm does what algorithms do, and I now know that I need to pay 1,000 shillings per month in order for me to access this because of the information that I've put in. What is the lead time between now me getting this 1,000 shillings and let's say now by the special grace of God I have 12,000 bob, so I pay for a year up front, right? What is the lead time between now that payment and now me being able to walk and say I need to see a doctor?
That is a very good question, because I think you are the unconscious brand ambassador for SHA for the new system. Because under NHIF, we are waiting for 3 months. Sometimes I think even more than 3 months. Under SHA, it's instantaneous. There and then. There's no waiting time. What a tremendous jump. What a tremendous jump that before you had to wait. Now, we have opened door for everybody. You register here, you get treated there. Now, in Mombasa, the 51 public hospitals in Mombasa, all of them, we have got a registration desk inside the hospital. And this week, the 320 private hospitals in Mombasa, we are rolling out even these CHPs to go and register you there. You get registered, you get service there, and then what an improvement.
I believe it is. Most people who go to hospital don't go with complications that may necessarily require surgery or may require some intensive care.
Yeah.
They simply need to be attended to and they'll go back home. Now, how do we get the citizenry to understand what to do when they have an issue when it comes to receiving the services that they're supposed to once they have registered with this new system? Because that really seems to be, in my mind, the heart of the matter, because we're saying there are problems and it equals system is not working. Okay, we've understood. At the same time, we do get reports of people who say, but the system is working. I know because I have done A, B, C, D. So, to balance this, I'm going back to a question I'd asked earlier about the frequently
asked questions.
Yes, and the frequently reported issues. Now, how do we ensure that healthcare providers understand in detail how to respond to this? Because instead of people going to the social media to complain, you're complaining about a situation in a hospital of health facility where you are. That problem could have been solved right there and then. What happens so that somebody now has to complain outside? So the whole world knows
that's a very good question, because you know, that's a very, very good question which I've been asking myself. I have to be honest with you, that why is our doctor, why is that doctor there, why is that clinic officer, why is that nurse not being the first ambassador of education, the first teacher to train the people? And that is exactly what we are training now. We are engaging more and more with the professionals, with the practitioners, because this health is a very personal, emotive issue. It's not a community issue. It is you as a person. And two, health is very experiential. Yeah. Until you experience it yourself, until you go there yourself, it's not a story you can be told. It's not something that you can outsource to somebody else. So, I cannot get sick and I said Mr. Muga to the hospital on my behalf. It cannot happen like that. It is experiential. So the minute we look at the touch points, and that is why this digitization of the facilities is very, very important. That's why I'm putting no stops to ensure that we digitize our facilities. You know what does digitization do? It provides evidence. Because right now we have got so many things there. Because people are writing on this scribbled small pieces of paper. So we have no evidence of who was told what.
Waziri, is it difficult to have a help desk? Help desk.
No, we have a national help desk. Yeah?
No. At the health,
at the health
every health facility, so that they know if you have an issue that you have a problem with, that's where you go.
And by the way, Asha has got facilities in all the government has got a desk in all the facilities. They do. We do have.
So what then one can expect is that the problems that we keep hearing of will not just, they will keep reducing over time.
I like this guy, what he has done. He has gone to Mombasa to the facilities. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. I think we need to do together as government and media to do. Because I was talking to a friend of mine called Nicholas over Christmas. And he's part of the team that is delivering this. So he was going to Vihiga, to his home county, in a place called Shamakoho. So we were talking when he was driving on the way. So we agreed that he's going to stop everywhere along the way from Nairobi to Shamakoho and see how start to get some actual feel. Me, I'm a ground person. I'm a ground person. I like to listen to the ground. So he told me something funny. He told me whether it is something scientific, because the amount of noise is inversely proportional to the distance from Nairobi.
The further you are from Nairobi,
the more people appreciate the system. You know, it shocked me, you know. I'm in the village. My mother is saying, oh my God, I've been... The other day we went to the governor to Coast General Hospital. Somebody who has paid 7,000 shillings had a bill of 1.2 million paid for. 1.2 million. 1.2 million paid for there. So, even what we are calling complaints, really, and that's why I didn't want to have this system of actual verification. The people, when they are experiencing, the real beneficiary, the people who are interacting with the system, especially our people within the rural areas, I don't know, they do tend to appreciate the system. And I think right now, social media is a very good thing. There's a lot of these conversations happening on social media. We just want this now noise to be backed up by actual specific evidence.
So you're saying that there's a danger now, for example, that folks may be joining a particular bandwagon and saying, Sha, it's not working, even if it is. Is that what you're saying?
For those people who can afford, they are telling people who cannot afford normal health care that Sha is not working. You know, and I will say this, for my own region where I come from, Mount Kenya region, when I was doing this outreach in the communities, and you know, right now there's a lot of negative politics within that particular region. So I told them, even if you are saying Ruto must go, join SHA so you'll be healthy. You live long to say Ruto must go. Because if you die, you'll not even be there to see Ruto go. You know, there's a lot of
what benefit
mixed up with this whole thing.
On the same argument, Waziri, of what benefit would it be for somebody to say a health system is not working when it is?
It is.
Why would I say that something that I go to a medical?
Ask me.
No, seriously,
Waziri.
Why would I walk into?
Why
would I walk into a medical facility?
Not you.
And if anybody,
I'm asking not you, not that anybody.
And
it's not the actual patient.
Got it.
The problem is somebody else saying.
Okay, so here, so what are you saying here is that
somebody discouraging people,
and these are not real people.
A patient who cannot afford,
and these are not real people who complain about the fact that
I'm dividing between two categories.
Their grandmother of 80-something years old tried to register on the system and it wasn't working.
80-year-old mother would complain genuinely.
Yes,
I was in Mombasa, and there was this lady. She told me she was 83. I have that recording. I can even send you that recording. She said, this system of yours of star 147, how do you expect me as a grandmother or it is something to know how to interact with the system? And we told her, this is exactly why we are sending there. Now we have got a new way. We are sending the community health promoters inside the homes so that they can be able to, because we have to be realistic of the country that we live in. We cannot be pretentious about it, you know. Still, some people cannot, be able to use star 147 hash to be able to register. So it is something genuine. And some people will complain genuine because either they are not well equipped to be able to access the service, and that's why I'm now going through that other loop of helping them where they are, recognizing who they are. It is not a crime not to be able to use a mobile device,
or to even have one.
Okay.
Yeah, or even not have one.
Right. Okay.
That's why we're now going now the other loop to send people to help even those people who need some assistance. So there's those genuine cases of either people are not equipped, people are not trained, people are not being communicated to, or maybe sometimes system gets lapses here and there. But then I'm also talking about this other cadre of people who discourage genuine people from using the system. Them, they can be able to afford healthcare by other means. I think that is.
Let's take a question before we go to the break.
Yeah. You've just mentioned that there's someone who had paid 7,000, but the bill was 1.2, and SHA paid for that.
Yes.
But I want to take you to another question that has just been asked here by one of our listeners who says there is someone whose wife's bill was 370,000 shillings. SHA ikalipa 120,000 shillings. The balance is 250. The question now is, what is the criteria under SHA when it comes to settling these medical bills?
First of all, and maybe this is why I need also to build that WhatsApp group with the media people, because you play a very important role in interaction with the users, so that I can be able to share with you the tariff. The tariff is published. You can find it in the website of SHA, of Ministry of Health. The tariff is a public thing. It was published in the Kenya Gazette. It tells you what is possible and what is possible. And I don't really want to ask Kenyans again and again, especially in the media, because we're interacting, to go through this tariff to see. When I tell you 3,940 for ICU, so then you know that is ICU. When I say what you are paying for surgery, when you are paying for maternity and for all these things, then you are able to verify there. This particular case I cannot answer, because maybe it's an ICU case, maybe it's a HDU case, is it a general ward case, is it an inpatient, what is it? There are so many other things there which the details can only be found within, one, what is the clinical case, and two, what is the evidence. Number two, that particular hospital, once we digitize that particular hospital, you'll be able to see, to answer that question even yourself, you know, because I'll be able to say, I came on this date, I registered, I went to Nurse X, she took 3 minutes with me, took me to a doctor, took me 7 minutes, I was referred to the lab, it took me 4 minutes, these are my lab results. I then went to the pharmacy for the drugs that had been prescribed for me. So that whole trail is going to be shown. Right now, I'm sure that information, even for that patient, is between one scribbled piece of paper from one person to the other person, making it even for me. I have to now make the call, and you know, I would want to have the details of that person. But even from where it is now, I can't tell because there are so many other parameters there. For example, what I suspect for that patient, you said they had to pay how many?
370,000.
And they were paid for
120,000.
120,000. I think that is somebody who was in ICU or HDU for like 30 days.
But you say
most likely.
You see Moses,
because that gap there of what we paid and what the patient was charged, and I'm making just an intelligent guess because I need to delve into this case, and I will delve into this case. That gap there of that funding is what I'm calling the emergency and chronic care fund, which really badly needs to be funded, and that's a gap we're having. But for general things, somebody went for a general illness, even an inpatient in a level 2, in a level 3, in a level 4.
Waziri, the discussion that we're having has to continue for a simple reason. Huh?
Yes.
We have examples of people who are in that system and have had bills paid.
Yes.
In that same breath, we have people who keep saying they have these problems that keep coming up. Now, the categorization, which is represented by what we've just said, there is a lot about this system that is actually not understood.
Correct. And I think, City, I think you summarized that issue very well.
Yes.
Okay.
I know you summarized very well because you said, why would it have to come to Moses Kuria or to SpiceFM when there is a doctor, a facility there which can be able to
answer the question,
which can be able to handle that issue on the first line?
Yes.
I think that for me that's a profound point. That you've taken.
I have a friend who died at Coast General Hospital.
Sorry for that.
It was a person living with disabilities. Okay. All that he paid was 6,000 shillings because he had an arrears of what was supposed to be paid. When he was unwell, that was paid. His bill came to 260,000. It was paid.
Yes.
All of it was paid. So I know for a fact that from the example of my friend, SHA works. But there are many other hiccups. Now, unfortunately, these hiccups dominate the conversation. And so one gets the impression that this entire system is not working, and yet you keep hearing stories of people who tell you it is working because it has worked for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for me, first of all, health is largely a default function. And this is a conversation I'm going to have with the governors. About the first line of patient support. The first line of patient support cannot be SHA head office, because in any case, first of all, this is a devolved function. Our primary relationship should be with the counties,
with the county
and the hospital.
We do have some
and by the way, something amazing we are doing in Mombasa. National level, we have got another parastatal that was created called the Digital Health Authority,
right,
which is owning all the systems and providing the support. The governor of Mombasa has done some unprecedented thing. We are devolving that Digital Health Authority within the Department of Health of County of Mombasa. We are setting up a Digital Health Authority there, so that issues can be with the whole county can have somewhere they are doing it. So again, when I say it is still work in progress, because the minute for 7 counties, and maybe this is a profound point that I'm taking from City from this interview. Maybe that's something that we first of all roll out, irrespective of the system, roll out in all the counties, so that at least counties we have some teams within every county, because it is time for governance. It's time for counties to take ownership of health.
Let's take some questions that are coming in.
Health is a devolved function.
Of course. Let's take some questions that are coming in. You can answer these directly. We'll hear first of all from Zachary in Kakamega. Zachary, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Very well, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm very fine. Good morning, Honorable Kuria.
Okay.
Yes, my question, I will break it down from the issue of the means testing. I am not sure whether Honorable Kuria is sure that we have the relevant data to operationalize the means testing instrument. And then 2, about the system. Previously, we had an NHIF, and we patients never had issues to all systems. So I don't think they should be reducing us to the issue of discussing systems. We should pay up, go to a facility, get treated. The stories about system not working, that should be an issue to be sorted by the government. And about my experience, last year I was admitted, and for the first time, I was told to pay for the bed. I am fully paid up, member of, I can call it NHIF, but I registered on share. So I think Honorable Kuria and the people implementing that system should acknowledge that even though they imagine the system is working, there are challenges. Let them not rubbish our complaints. There are challenges, we are going through them. They are likely to happen, but we need them sorted out and remove us from the issue of discussing systems. We need services. Thank you, and that's good day.
Thank you very much for those questions. In terms of what the complaint was, in terms of now saying, if there's a system problem, folks are saying that should not be their problem. They should come in and be able to get services. Yes?
What is the actual complaint?
Well,
what he said was the complaint.
And I've got the governor of Mombasa here is asking what's the number he can call because he also wants to give his feedback.
The number is 0719012600. We'll take another call and take a quick break and come back. Waziri Moses Kuria is in the studio and he's taking questions from you. We'll take another call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, you have a question for Waziri this morning on Shif?
Actually, I just have to correct Waziri for a bit. The level 2 hospital that he is talking about do not have anything. You can go there, you are just given Panadol, no even testing. They don't have any facility. So when you use this system called SHA, payment is correct. You are paying and it accepts immediately. The problem is now to get the services. That is where there is a problem. So the Waziri should come to the ground and help us to access the system. Today you cannot access the services without paying. Like for me, I'm paying 850. But before paying the amount, I cannot access the system, the services. So paying the hospital so that the hospital can get drugs and facilities squarely lie with the government. So let the government do their part so that the citizen can access the services. If I go to hospital and get good services, there is no day I'll complain about the services. That is the only thing that we are requesting.
Okay, so maybe now Waziri can get to that before we take a couple more questions, isn't it?
I think that gentleman is right. The owners will be on facilities. It will be on counties. And that one, they cannot do back passing. They cannot pass the back. And once we are done with what we are doing, in the next few months that we are doing this, I think counties need to start preparing on how to handle this because they will have now there will be no national government to blame. It will be squarely on them. And Monanchi will be asked, you've been receiving money from this facility improvement fund. How much of my facility have you improved? So 2 things will happen. There are people who will be very unhappy with them. Yeah? And I'm saying this to all counties. Or 2, those patients will migrate to private hospitals because private hospitals, that gentleman, if he goes to a private hospital, he will be treated in exactly the same way as a public hospital. So right now, it's okay, everything is on the national government, but as soon as we are done with what we are doing and we finish this particular rollout and ensure the system is working, now the focus I cannot speak for county government. I am saying it is up to every county government to smell the coffee.
And it shouldn't be under the same umbrella, since SHA right now, we know that health is devolved. However, there's an element of control that still comes from central government in SHA.
In terms of?
I mean, what are we talking about now? The system.
No, I'm saying once we're done with that bit, once we're done with the project, that's why I want for 31st of January, national government to be out of all hospitals. Yeah, I want them out. So that now we say, look, don't come to me now anymore. Look for your governor. Yeah, because I've done what I need to do. Yeah, so I think, and this is something that we want to talk to governors, and we'll continue having this conversation with Council of Governors and all governors to say, let everybody do their part. I am liable for what is for national government.
Okay.
But again, the patient is right. Even in that case, they will not care whether it is national government or county government.
Not their
but
problem.
ultimately, somebody has to take accountability. Yeah.
Okay.
Remember, some of the facilities are not also faith-based, and I'm saying this to our faith-based organizations. Even you now, we need to act together. Private hospitals as well. This is not a situation whereby now somebody can say that mine is okay. The other one is want to blame. This is a situation whereby all of us have to act together. But in terms of that gentleman, in terms of level 2 hospitals, yes. And my assurance to him is that is exactly why SHA came.
Okay.
We have got some money dedicated for that particular facility.
Let's take some more questions, shall we? Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from, please.
My name is Dr. Kimani. I'm calling from Lydiah.
What's your question for Waziri this morning?
I wanted to inform the Honorable Courier that SHA still does not have dental program. Previously, NHIF ilikuwa inalipia watu kwenye meno. Sasa hizi imewachilia watu.
Okay.
I agreed.
Solution.
Dental. More money.
Yes.
More money.
More money is needed for more Kenyans.
More money is needed for more Kenyans to be able to put this national harambee. Hii harambee hata kama ni ile, unajua kwa harambee kuna ile pesa tunasema you don't announce the money. Unasema na ingine mingi na mingi, hata kama ni hiyo kidogo. Hata kama ni ile haitangazwi. Let all of us, dental needs to be covered.
So as more money comes in, essentially now what you are saying is that more services will be offered and it will be announced that now dental is available on the SHA.
Dr. Patrick Amoda, our Director General for Health, this week is setting up a committee to review the benefit. Because we will review the benefit commensurate with the money that is coming. Okay. This is our harambe. It is for all of us.
More questions coming in. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, tell us your name and where you're calling from. Your question for Waziri?
My name is Jeanette, and I'm calling from upstate New York. As a Kenyan living overseas, when I watch this, it seems incredibly concerning that nobody is really explaining why the system is not digitized. It seems like part of it is, to say the least, slightly disorganized. And I don't understand how you can roll out a program without actually implementing systems and testing them before rolling them out. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that, Jeanette.
The system as disorganized as Obamacare. That it is in New York.
She's Kenyan.
Yes, 10 years later, I benchmark with the US and the UK. In the US, despite all the years of Obamacare, because it's still Obamacare that is at work in the US, there's still a lot of disorganization. There's no country with more, all those years. Forget about us with the 110 days.
Excuse me. I'm not attacking you. I respect you. I respect your office. And I think that it's peculiar that we're not able to come together with all the people who are so gifted and so intelligent and create a system that actually works.
And what I'm telling you, my sister, is that the system we are creating within the next few months is going to be much, much more superior than the US system.
But why is it that you create a system that's not working.
How is it that the US
and you
created a
had
system?
one that was working.
How is it that you are accusing us of disorganization within 110 days?
Why are you being
and America has had a system that is still leaking, that is still having a lot of complaints a whole 12 years down the line? Because these systems are works in progress. And it's not easy to have a system that is for the whole country, all 54 million people. I know to many people this is not something that should be done by a developing country like Kenya. But I'm a very proud Kenyan that even within our means and within our economic status, we are able to roll out a system.
So let's Jeanette, can we hear, if you do, it's a question that you have that we can get an answer for, and then we can move.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I think the question would be, why isn't there a call center for people to call? Instead of running from one place to the next, complaint here, complaint there, like, pull it together, make it easy for people to get support, and just get the show on the road. It's just like we're just going round in circles.
Okay, so there's a question.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that, Jeanette. Maybe we can get an answer for that in terms of one central place where folks can ask questions and then they can get answers for us.
I think we have got our national call center, Asha. Admittedly, we need to do more of public communication for people to know that this is where I call. Ultimately, I don't believe that is a solution, because I'll go back to City Muga's position that most of these issues need to be handled at the lower levels, at the facilities levels. Put in counties as a layer also of, because health being a devolved function, that counties need to also set up their response centers, down there, and we are piloting that with the county of Mombasa. So let me say this, that I see three four major issues that need to be tackled. One, of course, is counties have to improve facilities. That is what is really coming out. Second thing is that technology has to work, and that is what I am very comfortable with, because that is directly within my control as national government, what you can be able to do. The other one is clinical. I mean, doctors have to use a system in the right way to give the best treatment to people. But ultimately, it is on issue management.
Okay.
And that is where I think we have a problem, that we need to put in layers that are able to, for people to know where they need to go to when they have a problem. And so this is also for the benefit of everybody, all the stakeholders, because once you have got a response, why I'm confident and why I appear like I'm not taking these issues is because at least I know what is happening.
Okay.
I wouldn't say that everybody else would know what is happening. So ultimately, when people know where they need to complain, then I think
then it makes it easier.
We are able to separate the real issues from the presumed issues.
Let's take a few more calls as we can.
Overall, 110 days. Now in the national health system of the UK, in the National Health Service, NHS, we have got waiting queues of up to 4 months. I dare say like our M-Pesa. And I was here when we started.
Yeah.
And I said from M-Pesa, the next big record, Kenya is going to keep us on this show.
Okay, let's take a few more questions. I think it's important that we hear from folks. Hello, good morning. Can you tell us where you're calling from and your name? Hello, good morning. Hello? Okay. All right, let's take some more of those calls. It's 0719012600. Some of those dropped off as we wait to hear back from you. So, I mean, here, and I think these are some of the things that you've just given kind of like a recap to, Waziri. So, some of those calls coming back, 0719012600. Looking at SHA and how it can actually work. One of the big ticket items is that centralized call. Dennis, there were some questions coming from you.
Yeah, there are questions that are coming from those who are watching us on YouTube, and one of the key areas that have been asked is before the rollout of SHA, was there a pilot program to make sure that all these teething problems have been addressed? Because there is a feeling that even at the point that we were launching it, we did not sit back to roll it out and look at the teething problems that we're now dealing with.
By the way, I was there on the 1st of October. It was chaos. It was chaos. 1st of November, less chaos. 1st of December, much less chaos. Today, specific isolated cases here and there. You know, I wonder what we'll be saying in July. for example. I wonder what we'll be saying in July and all that kind of thing. And that's how good it is. You know, this is not a small company. It's a Kenya of population of 54 million people. The county of Mombasa only, after we're done digitizing by that 1st of January, is the same population as Estonia. It's the same population as Bahrain. If you take their 1.2 million population, you rank it according to our population. I'm saying it's possible that the county of Mombasa will leapfrog over Estonia in terms of the number of people receiving medical services, healthcare digitally. If it was a country on its own, it would have a world record, the county of Mombasa. Now imagine now when we make this across to all the 47 counties, a country of 54 million people. I'm really watching this, and I want the next time you get your correspondents in the UK and they tell you the kind of chaos we have there. I think I know ideally, because I'm a systems person, I know it is possible, it is the right thing to do a pilot program, to do a pilot and something like that. But I'm telling you, that was not something that was not under our consideration.
Let's take another question. Tell us your name and where you're calling in from. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
Murunga Masinde.
Yes.
I'm a retired teacher.
What's your question for Waziri this morning?
My question is, when you have retired, you don't get the pay slip. I don't know how much I'm contributing or I'm not contributing. How do I understand even if I've registered, how do I understand what I'm paying there? Or that's my problem. You have retired. You don't get a pay slip. You want to know what is being deducted or you are not being deducted for the share.
Okay. Hold that question, Waziri. Thank you much for your question. And let's take another one. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling in from and your question for Waziri.
My name is Boit. I'm calling from Nakuru. And niko na swali kwa Waziri. Maoni. Mine is on the means testing, Waziri.
Yes.
When you go through the process, the means testing places you on a very expensive premium rate. Where can one go for review or appeal for this? Because it's a serious issue. Some of us are not insured because of that.
Okay.
That's a very good question.
That's a good question.
Let's go to the teacher
can we hold on to that one and take one more and then you can answer the three in one shot? Is that okay, Waziri?
Yeah.
All right. One more question. Hello, good morning. Could you tell us your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Biwot. I'm calling from Nairobi.
Yes, Biwot.
I would like maybe just to give a comment because I think the problem is not really shared. The problem with this country is tenders. Why am I saying tenders? Because people would want to create an issue so that they create a tender to consume something. I leave that comment at that because Waziri understands. That's why you see people, those who are against the tender, saying so much about share, those who are pro-tender, defending it so much despite it not working properly.
All right.
So, like some of us who are in Juakali, no one is really telling you how to contribute, what benefits you're getting, how is it going to support my family and I. But every day we are being told it's working. It's working. But NHIF was working for me. I was in Juakali. It worked for many years. Then one day I was told it's no longer working. So you see, for me, they wrong-footed me.
All right. Thanks for those questions, Biwot, on that comment. Let's allow Waziri to...
Let's start with Biwot. You see, now that is Biwot, now I need him to pay.
Okay.
Yeah, that Juakali guy is the one who is making me pay myself alone. But Biwot is also raising a very pertinent issue that once he pays, I don't think Biwot has a problem paying. He also wants to know what are the benefits he is able to get. Retired teacher is now just like informal sector people, you know, so he needs to go there in the system, do the means testing like anybody else, and the means testing will tell him. So this, as long as you are not on pay slip, the system does not know whether you are retired or where you are working or not. So it treats you just like any other person who is in the informal sector. So I want to ask Mr. Retired Teacher to go and do the means testing so that he can know what he contributes. The gentleman from Nakuru on the means testing complains the complaint system for means testing. We have got our SHA hotline, our SHA, and I think the takeout here is that we need to go out again and again and again, and you'll see us coming to media.
Yeah,
you'll see us coming to media now to say not about SHA is working or not working.
Yeah.
But to tell Kenyans, if you have a problem, this is how you complain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a touch point of complaints
right.
that are admittedly an issue.
Okay.
Yeah. I think even from listening to Kenyans, it's not, nobody's saying SHA is not working. People are just saying, when I have something, either out of ignorance or out of genuine concern, I don't know where to go.
And I think that's why it's important to do this. And so I'm going to do something this morning uncharacteristically.
Yes.
Because we have too many questions and we have you here.
Yeah.
And we're going to ask for some 20 more minutes of your time after the top of the hour. I would like you to hear what Kenyans are asking and give them answers for them while they're here.
You know,
Can we do that?
here.
I know.
I was coming here for an hour.
You were coming here for breakfast. We're going to offer you lunch and dinner.
You make it like it's gonna be lunch here.
We don't know when we'll see you next, so let's take advantage while we have you, isn't
Those
it?
people who are asking questions are the ones who pay my salary.
There you go. All right. So we'll be with him for another half hour. Let your questions keep coming in after the top of the hour. Good morning. It's 9 a.m.
The latest news from around the world. 94.4 Spice FM.
This is the News Wire. I'm Leah Ubaga. Nairobi Governor Sakaja Johnson has criticized a recent directive from Controller of Budget Margaret Nyakango to the effect that county governments are not required to use their allocations to finance bursaries. Sakaja says the move threatens to halt county government bursary programs, warning that the move could disrupt the education of thousands of vulnerable learners. Governor Sakaja decried the decision, saying over 124,000 students in Nairobi alone will be affected. A group of Orange Democratic Movement members of parliament from the Gusii region have threatened to break ranks with the party. The lawmakers have accused the party leadership of discrimination and fulfilled promises in the treatment of their elected leaders as second-class members. Led by Kitutu Chache South MP Anthony Kibagendi, the MPs raised concerns about alleged discrimination within the ODM party, calling for equal treatment of the Omogusi community, which they assert has played a significant role in building and supporting the party. Police officers have arrested a burglary victim in Likoni, Mombasa, after 61 mobile phones were discovered in his house during a crime scene investigation process. Police said the development followed a distress call received at Inuka Police Station in Likoni Sub-County regarding a burglary incident in the Mnarani area. Police say cases of burglary have been on the rise and blame insider information on most of them. The police want those travelling and leaving their houses to take measures to ensure their safety. Elsewhere, police have arrested and detained a suspect and a vehicle that was found carrying 50 bags of contraband sugar in Garissa. The suspect had earlier escaped a dragnet in the area and abandoned his vehicle carrying the sugar. He had originated the Kenya-Somalia main border with the product when police intercepted him in Garissa town. Police say some of the sugar being consumed locally is smuggled from the main Kenya-Somalia border, which affects the local production and business in general. Cases of illegal importation of contraband products are on the rise amid police operations to address the same. And finally, Bob Munro, the founder of the Kenya club Mathare United FC, has passed away. Munro passed away at his home in Westlands yesterday. His death was announced by the Football Kenya Federation, who described him as a true champion of grassroots football in the country. That's the News Wire. I'm Leah Ubaga.
.4 Spice FM, Nairobi.
It does continue this morning, and traffic coming off of the Thika Superhighway hasn't been too much of a bother. At Survey, it's going to slow down as you get into the city. Limuru Road is busy, coming off of around the Gigiri area. Lower Kabete, Spring Valley, that whole area will find some traffic as you go through to the city. Waiyaki Way is busy as you approach Chiromo, and it's also pretty busy as you're coming off of Ngong Road, getting into the city today. On Mombasa Road, we'll see some traffic heading out towards Capital Centre. And then also on the Eastern Bypass, as you touch on North Airport Road, it is also pretty busy at this point. Okay, so let's see what happens as we come out of traffic hour. In no time, we shall talk SpiceFM, KE on X, hashtag the Situation Room.
This new year, say yes to a new world of entertainment on Star Times. Enjoy the finest family entertainment on all your favorite channels. Recharge your subscription for 2 months and get upgraded to the next high bouquet for 2 months. Kick off the new school year with a world full of adventures on our kiddie channels. The excitement of sports action in the Carabao Cup, Bundesliga and La Liga. Who will be the new champions? Edge of the seat action on our blockbuster movies. Fresh heart-stopping premium telenovelas plus more spectacular entertainment on your Star Times decoder. Download the Star Times On app to enjoy unlimited entertainment anytime, anywhere. Star Times. Enjoy digital life.
Are you a young person looking to unlock your potential? Are you ready to take the future in your hands? If so, then listen up. KCB to Jejiri is the plan. It's designed to empower young people like you, develop skills and knowledge you need to succeed in life. KCB to Jejiri combines vocational skills training, business development training, access to finance and business mentorship, preparing youth for jobs, entrepreneurship and wealth creation. Don't be left out. Visit kcbgroup.com/foundation to learn more.
Mature, intelligent talk every morning. Spice up yourself. Mornings done right. 94.4 Spice FM.
5 minutes after 9 o'clock, and our conversations continue this morning. We have been in the room for record-breaking hours with Waziri Moses Kuria, and we've been talking about, things to do with SHA, and there are questions coming from people, and it's a responsibility to answer them and at least put Kenyans at rest. Before that, let's quickly remind you about what the 2G Ajiri program under the KCB Foundation is doing for young people in the country.
Yeah, and we talk about what it's doing for the young people in the country. It is actually giving them skills and upskilling those who already have skills. And we talk about the numbers that have been touched. We talk about 150,555 jobs, trained 35,195 youth, and incubated 10,954 youth, disbursed over 267 million shillings to support their enterprises, and issued 2,225 startup toolkits and trained 6,535 businesses. This is a platform that is making sure that young people have something they are doing, and the numbers are there to show. kcb.com/foundation.
Indeed. All right, so many calls coming in this morning. Questions for Waziri. Let's start taking those this morning. Hello, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Hello. Hello, good morning. All right. Hello, yes. Can you hear us? Good morning.
Hello, good morning. I'm calling from Mombasa, Karagita.
Yes.
Okay, my comment is that I'm a bike rider. Can I talk straight?
I beg your pardon?
Okay. The problem is that...
Okay, I don't think we can hear you very clearly. Can you come again with the question?
Okay, we are going on a test journey simply because wakati wa uhuru sisi tulikuwa napata bibi zetu.
Endelea tafadhali.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, wakati wa uhuru mimi niko na bibi na mtoto, na mtongo alijifungua bure na nikipata free service, but now it's a bit challenging for us simply because sahibu tunaambia about SHA na haitusaidia, na pia tu yana advertise that ukijaribu kuangalia kama sahizi mzangu ndio kujifungua tena I have to pay 8,000 yote wakati wa uhuru ilikuwa bure. So things are going tough in Kenya, and I wonder why mtu ana comment, mtu anasema suggestion yake alafu napata mkubwa anasikia vibaya.
Do you have a problem? Is there...
because they're the ones who feel the pain in ground, and sile napitia haya magumu hawako juu hawajui nimepayapitia. At least sisi tuko ground. Mimi sitani kama ashaenda hospitali ya chini.
Okay. All right.
Mimi mtoka hivi, mimi napitia shida kila siku kwa ground. Pia
Jamaa ako wapi? Where is he?
Where are you right now, sir?
I'm at Naivasha.
Naivasha. And which hospital are you talking about?
I'm working at the beach. I'm a bike rider.
It's okay. Which hospital did you try to access?
Like, even though I don't think that this is hospital.
Maternity.
Maternity for
which hospital?
Can you tell us which hospital you went to, you with your wife? Which hospital? Sorry?
Naivasha Hospital.
Naivasha Sub-County Hospital.
Yeah.
Okay. Naivasha Sub-County Hospital.
Yes.
What is the gentleman's name?
What is your name, sir?
Okay, then the problem is that...
no, bro, what is your name? Your name.
My name?
Yes.
My name is John Mwangi.
John Mwangi.
John Mwangi.
So let's get this clear, John.
Yes,
that
please.
You went to Naivasha Sub-County Hospital. Your wife was supposed to deliver. Did you go with your shift card? Did you have a card or did you present your ID?
My wife has a card.
Your wife has it. Yes. Did you present it?
He presented it.
Walimtibu. Aliza.
Well, aliambiwa service iko available, so I had to go to a private facility where I can get.
Mwezi gani? Siku gani?
Siku gani?
It was last year, December.
December last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
So aliambiwa nini? Sababu gani?
Na since that, nimekuwa bado nikisikia tu kwa hivyo. Simply because mimi naendesha pikipiki, I'm a bike rider.
We understand. What we are trying to do here for you, John, is that Waziri is here. We are handling these issues one by one. If your wife went to hospital in December, alikuwa ameenda kujifungua, si ndio?
Akaambiwa nini?
Akaambiwa services haziko available na alikuwa ameshalipa, si ndio?
Ndio.
Right? So walisema hakuna services, so alienda private. Ilikuwa mwezi December. Aliambiwa services haziko available lakini alikuwa ameshalipa.
Alikuwa shalipa kwa sasa. Machine ilikuwa na shida, so ilibidi tu niende kwa private
machine
system.
Okay.
So unapata tunadelay, unaambiwa mara ngoja. Bibi hizo napitia uchungu sana. Kwa hiyo mimi ile tungeana nilipitia. Nikaona si poa na mimi wangu wa kwanza na ni mtoto wa pili.
Okay. Okay.
But nikiangalia another way around, wakati wa uhuru mimi ni mtoto wangu nilipata ngabure, sikupitia shida yoyote. Ndio mama ndio nikad everything. But nikiangalia sasa hivi mtu mwenye anaishi kwa ground, mwananchi wa chini sasa hivi anapitia shida kubwa sana. Yeye lazima hata kilipa. Kabla ndio apate usaidizi, anazungushwa.
Okay. Sawa. John, tumesikia. Sasa waziri atadeal na hiyo issue saa hizi. Sawa?
Yeah.
Okay. Asante sana. You can keep listening and just listen to the response that we'll get from Waziri as we take a couple more questions from folks this morning. Sawa?
Yeah. But at least go try to listen to wananchi wa kawaida. Then mimi ndio wanakuwa na insurance cover yao. But sisi watu wa chini, watu wanakufa kwa hospitali juu hiyo wasanikwambia. Mimi napitia naona watu wakipitia. Unapata mtu amefanya accident akifika hospitali
Sawa. Thank you so much, John. Let's hear from other people this morning. Hello, good morning. Can you tell us your name and where you're calling from?
Hello, I'm Maisori Chacha from Kuria.
Yes.
Kutuna swali kwa Miwa Moses Kuria. Tunashindanga na hii shida. Sasa ni kutesa wanapoteza ama namna gani?
Hello, go ahead, sir.
Sababu hapa Kuria tuko na level 5 hospitals. Ukienda huko unapata kunibana dosiko na maybe painkillers, hakuna kitu chochote na chai ifanye kazi. Tunashinda tuko dunia gani? Na hata sasa ukienda kama mama wanajifungua hakuna anything naambia dawa kufa na at least ama kijifungua naambia bado lazima ulipe pesa ndio atoke. Tunashinda sasa. Tunaishi Kenya gani ama tuamue Tanzania?
Hospitali gani?
Which hospital?
Hii ni Kuria level 5 hospital.
Kuria level 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anasema what is the problem in Kuria level 5?
He says everything.
Nothing is working.
Nothing is working. Underground vitu ni mbaya sana. Ni venye hata sasa tuna uwezo wa kusema, lakini sasa inabidi tu tunavumilia tu kama Wakenya tu.
Iko town ya Mabera ama iko wapi?
What town? What town specifically? Mabera?
No, Kehancha.
Yeah. Okay. Sawa. Yeah. All right. Let's take another call as we're waiting for the response on that. Thank you so much. Hello, good morning. Tell us where you're calling in from and your name.
Hello, this is Kasim.
Yes, Kasim.
I'm calling from Bungoma.
Hello, good morning.
I just want to... Good morning.
If you can just
want to share my experience with
Charles.
Just a minute. Let's take this.
Yeah. Just
hold on 1 minute.
I have a governor of Governor habari yako.
Salama ndugu, habari ya wewe?
Mzuri sana, huyu ni governor wa Migori, Mheshimiwa Ochiro yako. Niko na kwa studio. Na niko na malalamiki kutoka kwa Kuria level 5 hospital.
Yes.
Anasema huko hakuna dawa, hakuna kitu inafanya kazi huko. Sijui, I don't know if you are aware of this problem, Bwana Governor.
Ni malalamishi kutoka kwa a member of the public.
Yeah, member of the public. Yeah, we are on studio and we are taking calls live on SpiceFM.
On SpiceFM.
Yeah, so this call that has come from this guy in Kehancha in Kuria level 5 hospital.
While we are there,
yes.
Let me try and connect to my. While we are there, my chief officer, the one responsible for medical supplies.
Yes.
No medical services. You can just on them so that they get you the correct information.
Yes. At the same time, Governor would want to know whether the county has any arrangement to, let us say, have a support center for the public so that people don't have to call the media, so that they can be able to call somewhere there in Migori within the Department of Health.
We have. You know, the media does a wonderful thing. The media communicates to the public.
Yes.
Migori County, we have numbers at the CS's office where things can be called. But even this member of the public can actually go to the hostel and talk to the person in charge who will relay that information. As members of the public don't have to go through the regular media stations.
Yes.
In order to be attended.
And Governor, within Kuria level 5 hospital, is there a particular desk for where this gentleman could have gone to complain, knowing this is a complaint desk? And I believe we have got a SHA office there. So it is likely that the people of Migori County are not aware that we have set up centers in every hospital where they can be able to complain.
I guess the one question is, Governor, is that this isn't from Situation Room. The question is, where can folks go? If we have one person who is complaining from Kuria, we have a number of people then who would be, and who do we go to ask questions?
Questions can, you know, the counties, Migori included, are able to process direct questions from residents of the county who can go there. I wish this person, if this is a resident of Kuria West or Kuria East, and they are in that neighborhood, they could take this number and call, not mine, but the number of the chief officer responsible for medical services. The number is 0721 158 112. If you bear with me for about 1 minute, I can get him, I can have a conference call where he's on board. Then from that number, he should be able to advise more.
I think it is important, Governor, because not just for this gentleman, but quite a number of people. This is an issue that has been mentioned in Naivasha, So I think we have an issue as a government, as leaders, to ensure that people are not orphans. Mwananchi is not an orphan. So I think we are doing wonderful things, but when people get problems, they don't know where to complain, like this particular gentleman. So I think it's better you look for that officer.
Maybe as Waziri, as governor is trying to make that connection, I think it's important for us to, at the very least, be sensitive to the nature of some of these issues. John Mwangi in Naivasha, for example,
Absolutely.
who had to go through a harrowing experience, watching his wife, in the throes of labor and had to move us. I mean, we have to say we're very sorry that John Mwangi had, for John, and you're still listening, that you had to go through that, and hope that nobody else has to go through such an experience.
Yes, Chief Atula, I am on this line with Moses Kuria. Moses Kuria used to be a great friend of mine, and he's live on SpiceFM. Somebody in Kuria is asking whether our level 5 in Kuria, it's level 5, isn't it? Level 4. It's level 4.
Level 4.
Yeah,
in Kihanja.
In Kihanja. That is Kuria.
Kuria East. That's Kuria East.
Do we have issues with medical supplies there? And two, when there is a complaint about services, or when there is a concern or inquiries, is there a number or a desk that deals with that? We are live on SpiceFM. Okay. With respect to the commodities, we had the challenges over the festive period in terms of delivery of those commodities, but we have sorted it out. Right now, we have essential commodities in the facility. Gansha. With respect to number 2, if there is any concern from the community on how they can address those concerns, we have the MOH, the officer in charge of medical health within the sub-county, who provides contact through the CHPs where they can be able to send those concerns, and we address them as they come in.
Sorry, sir, I just have to be very clear, because these are people with real life situations, in some cases emergencies, that try to get on a platform for in some cases where they cannot. So we need to be very clear with them about who they can go to, what number they can call, which person with a name, an actual human breathing that they can speak to. So who is this person? We can say CHPs, we can say MOH, but who is that? Who are these people?
Okay. If it's general concerns, it's the CHPs to the MOH. And if it's an emergency situation, we just have an emergency referral system, whereby at the sub-county level, there's a number which I can get immediately after this. I don't have who is the MOH? Who is the MOH?
Who is this person at the MOH?
Okay, the MOH for Yansha is called for Kuria West. Is called Justus Arodi.
So our caller who just called and had this particular issue can call a gentleman or ask to see a gentleman called Justus Arodi.
You have Justus Arodi's number, or is it just for Justus? Justus Arodi. I have the number 07 00 55
35
72.
But I think, Governor, not every time I'll be in SpiceFM. So we need to have a mechanism for a normal border guy there in Mabera to know who to call, and that needs to be.
Actually, there is.
Yeah. So no, we need to have a campaign there within the county, for people to be sensitized in barazas and everything. That
I think it's availability of information. But there is, what normally obtains in counties, we have CHPs who are volunteers, and they are available all the day. They know the villages and all the community. They have them. Even whoever is in any village there, one can reach there. That is ordinarily. But at those facilities like Kihancha, like the others, there is an MOH and that MOH and the numbers are known, and in event of an emergency, they can actually call specifically there.
Okay.
But we are happy that the public can call the media and bring the attention of the media and also of us and yourselves about the presence of an emergency or the need to sort out something.
Another major issue, Governor, as you know, that once we roll out the hospital information management systems in all your hospitals within Migori County, all these claims can be verified on the system. Right now we have no way because doctors are writing on pieces of paper.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so once we roll out digitize the facilities, same thing we are doing with Governor Abusab and Sheriff Nasir in Mombasa, that once every facility is digitized, from the minute the patient walks in to the minute they go away, even if a patient is turned away, the doctor will be obligated to write on the system why they have sent him away so that you can be able to, to audit it. And we hope that we can be able to complete this in Migori County soon, so that it's not our word against their word. It is something that is verifiable and scientific.
Governor Yako, I want to thank you for that. Just want to reiterate that I think it's extremely important that even though we say that information is known to people, that it must be in a public arena, people's numbers, if they need to be pasted on a bulletin board somewhere in each facility, I think it's necessary to have, rather than for us wait for a situation like this where somebody's looking for a number and we have to, make this connection. I think that information must be public, Governor.
I want to absolutely tell you that the people who are on the ground and use these facilities know how to get there. But I'm not saying that that is 100% the situation. But majority of the people, if you know where Kihancha level 4 is, if you know the facilities feeding into Kihancha, you are likely to know what to do. Okay. It's just unfortunate that perhaps an individual or a few individuals may not have been adequately aware of what is supposed to be done. But by and large, it's available. Those who use other facilities, Beidei, in Awendo, in Suna East, Suna West, Nyatike, Kuria East, Kuria West, by and large are able to access them. And just like the CS, the courier has said, it is work in progress. We are improving, we are digitizing, we are going on.
All right.
Thank you very much.
No funding.
Asante,
and we went to school together, so you cannot let me down.
And there'll also be an opportunity for us maybe to invite your CEC to the studio, Governor.
Fellas around, I believe in devolution, and you know it will get done. What we really want as counties is more resources devolved, more support from the national government. I'm not saying that we are not receiving it, but we need more.
Asante Sana.
Thank you.
All right. We'll take a few more calls from you as we get into that. And I know a lot of people have been holding for a while. And let's take some of that call from Saina in Narok. Good morning. What's your question? Hello, Saina. Good morning.
Hello, this is Saina Welenkako Narok.
Yes. What's your question?
My concern is where to make an appeal in case kutosheka na vile wanavyo kulipisha. My example is as follows. While I was niliretire, nilikuwa nalipa 500 kwa NHIF. Sasa nilipoenda kusajiliwa ninaambiwa 1,330, more than double what I was paying. Sasa hii inaniput off. Sasa nashindwa kwani wanatumia vigezo gani? Vigezo wanazozitumia wanasema do you have a ready? Every home has a ready. At TV unapika na nini, hata kama ni meko unakaa nyumba gani? Some of these sina mimi, I'm a very old man. Kama ni shamba already nauzwa, niko na shamba kiasi gani? Shamba nimepea watoto wote, mie have no shamba, mimi jaje hao. Haya, kama hata ndio gani ninatumia nilikunuia na mwingine na watoto vya taking care of me. So, while I thought I'll continue with the 500 or at least to 300, sasa nasikia I'm paying double. Hapo inanishinda. Sasa, where does the person take the complaint aende ajiseme jeni vile ilivyo kuliko hiyo machine? Kwa maana nimesajili pale hana shida, machine imekuweka.
Okay. Thanks, Saina. We'll address that. Thank you very much for calling. Just keep listening as we do that just shortly. Hello, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from this morning.
Hello, good morning.
Tell us your name and where you're calling.
If you could turn down the volume on your radio, that would be fantastic, or your TV.
If you could turn down the volume on your radio, that would be fantastic.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. My name is Joseph.
Yes, Joseph.
I'm from Mombasa.
Yes, Mom. Yes.
Swali langu ni kwa waziri. He's saying that Mombasa is doing well. Last week I was in the hospital, Coast General. And I'm registered with SHA because I'm working. I was told that SHA haifanyi kazi kwa mtu ambaye anaenda kuona daktari, labda awe amelazwa. So I had to pay 400 shillings to see the doctor. When I went to the doctor told me that I was to do a scan. The scan was, he told me that it's 8,000 Kenya shillings. And he directed me to someone called Dr. Oyuasi. He told me that I have to pay that guy the money, not to pay in the system, just to pay that guy 8,000 shillings to do the scanning. So I went back and then I thought about it. So I went to another clinic which uses SHA. So the clinic told me kama sijawahi enda pale nikiwa natumia NHIF hawatreat.
Dr. Wanjiru, how are you?
Fine, thank you. How about you?
Okay.
Good, you are live on air. I have a patient who is also live on air.
Joseph, you can speak directly. Just hold on a
This
minute.
is Dr. Wanjiru Koliru, the Deputy CEO of Coast General Hospital. Sasa huu mgonjwa nataka aelezee tena ndio usikie shida yake. So tena sema tena bwana Joseph, ulienda Coast General ukafanyiwa nini?
Nikaambiwa siwezi tibiwa, hawachukui
outpatient. Hello?
Hello?
Anasema aliambiwa hawezi kutibiwa outpatient at Coast General.
Yeah, as level 5.
At level 5 because alipaswa kwenda kwa ile ingine inachukua level outpatient.
Yeah, as a referral, yes.
As a referral. Ndio tusipate msongamano katika level 5 zetu. So niambie huyu Joseph sasa sababu alikuwa hapo. Si ageenda level 4. Ini level 4 gani iko karibu na hapo ama level 3? Chuda ageenda Chuda. Iko walking distance ndio.
Okay. Daktari, because Joseph has dropped off the line, this is just important for him and for anybody else. At the point whereby instead of being told that he cannot be treated, would the secondary information have been given that since you are here at Coast General and we can't attend, that there is another hospital that can attend? Tuda, for example. This information is coming after the fact. This is the question after the fact. This is new from Spice.
Sasa vile tunamwambia sasa, what we are telling this patient on live radio. Was that information also relayed at your facility so that we know that we are told, excuse me, because now we have a new policy whereby to allow people who need superior services as Coast General, for services like outpatient, please go to Chuda. Was this relayed to are you relaying this to the patients?
Yes, they're even told if they need to go to a health center, there's one at Makadara called Kadaboy. They're given the options that are close to them.
Yes.
Okay.
So get the point.
Sadly, we can't confirm this with Joseph because he's dropped off the line. But it would appear as though he was a bit frustrated, and because he had gone for medical assistance, in the next 2 weeks, I would have imagined that he would have gone to the
digitized Coast General. Even when Joseph is turned away, he could have been entered on the system and told we have been referred backwards to Chuda. You see, you get the point. But right now, it's our word against Joseph because no one was there. And this is the whole essence of digitization. Because digitization will help us to know what happened at Coast General, even when me and you are not there. Because right now, we don't know what happened. We don't know which doctor. We don't know anything. And that's the whole essence we are doing digitization. Because now, Dr. Wanjiru would have gone to the system, search for this particular patient, see who treated them, and if in any case, even if something wrong was done, Dr. Wanjiru would have been empowered to go and know which doctor did not give the right service. Thank you, Dr. Wanjiru, and have a good day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
All right, Kenya's biggest conversation continues. We do have a number of calls. Let's take at least 5 more of them, but let's take a break right now and see what's happening with traffic and weather and traffic, and then we'll come back and continue with that. It's important that we do. One would imagine that some of these issues are coming out and people just want to know what to do, and we take the opportunity to be able to tell them that right about now. Don't go away. Weather and traffic, and we'll be back right after that.
This is the Situation Room. The only way to start mature, intelligent talk every morning. Spice up yourself. Mornings done right. 94.4 Spice FM, Nairobi.
Hi everyone. You may have heard about Cradle's first annual Study Abroad conference happening on January 18th in Nairobi and on January 27th in Eldoret. Can you tell us what students can expect?
Hi folks, Kieran here from Griffith College, Ireland. I'm really looking forward to meeting you at the Study in Ireland Cradle Fair and giving some real great insights onto your life as a student with us in Griffith, and also about some of the fantastic career opportunities that are there for you in Ireland during and post your study. So again, really looking forward to meeting you. Stop by, say hello.
That sounds fantastic. So everyone make sure to attend Cradle's first annual Study Abroad conference at Gallant Mall Parklands in Nairobi and at Eka Hotel.
The weather with Spice FM.
Degrees and lows of 15 degrees in Kakamega County, highs of 31 degrees and lows of 15 degrees in Mombasa City, highs of 32 degrees and lows of 25 degrees in Nyeri Town, highs of 29 degrees and lows of 11 degrees in the lakeside city of Kisumu, highs of 30 degrees and lows of 19 degrees in Nakuru Town, Kenya's fourth city, highs of 29 degrees and lows of 12 degrees in Kinshasa, Congo, highs of 28 degrees and lows of 23 degrees in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, highs of 24 degrees and lows of 7 degrees, and in China, highs of 8 degrees and lows of -2 degrees, and in Paris, France, highs of 2 degrees and lows of -1 degrees. That is the weather. These are Good Morning.
Sugar and spice and everything nice. Spice FM.
Spice up your life.
All right, continues with traffic this morning, and we're seeing some of it still on the thicker superhighway today, coming in through Survey and into the CBD. Not too bad on Limuru Road, and whatever is happening on Wairiki Way reduced significantly, but still some traffic as you approach Chiromo. Into the CBD, coming in from Mombasa Road, also not looking too bad. Uhuru Highway will have its hold-ups here and there, but I think we're getting through it without too much of a scratch this Monday morning. Let's keep talking through the day. Spice FM KE on X. All right, continuing this morning, and Senior Advisor and the Economic Council of Advisors, this having a conversation around SHA, and many questions coming in from Kenyans in terms of what do we do when stuck. We're taking your questions. Hello, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Joseph Msyoki.
Yes, Joseph.
Napiga kutoka Machakos.
Mm-hmm.
I want to congratulate the Waziri because of what Waziri is doing. I think kuna shida ya information, because I had a case, nilipeleka my friend to Machakos level 4-5. Then we were told angefaa kuanzia level 4. So I wish to request Waziri, kama hawa wahudumu wa afya wanaweza kuwa na meeting hata kama ni barazas. Then they sensitize they tell the information to the common mwananchi, because mtu anatoka akiwa na mgonjwa wake anaenda to level 5 because anaamini hapo ndiye atapata usaidizi, then akifika pale anarudishwa huku chini. So Wakenya wakaelezewa vizuri, wakajua tunafaa kutoka hapa chini
tukipanda juu, I think it will itakuwa vizuri sana. Again, I want to kupongeza watu wa Spice Media, because all the media, zile media zingine, they are not bringing the positive things zile zinafanywa na SHA.
Niko kwa studio live studio, uko kwa live studio.
Sorry, if we can just
kuna Joseph kutoka kwa kaunti yako.
Ndio.
Ya Machakos.
Ndio.
Anasema watu wanatoka kwa level 4 wanaenda kwa level 5. Akifika level 5 ndio anaambiwa hapa ulikuwa urudi kwa level 4. Na ashatoa mgonjwa nyumbani. Sasa ningetaka kuomba tufanye mpango.
Yes.
Tukuwe na baraza ya kuhamasisha wananchi wajue ni lini unaweza kwenda kwa level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, kwa sababu sio makosa yao ya kwamba washafika kwa pale Machakos level 5 na washatumia mpaka nauli yao.
Yeah, because but if the patient is very sick,
yes,
be able to take them.
Yes.
But a patient is normally has to go to level 4.
Yes.
The level 4 now refers them to level 5.
Yeah, but also we need to fast track the digitization of the hospitals.
No, actually I already digitized.
So that now the referral from level 4 to level 5.
Yeah.
Level 5 can be waiting for that person even before they come.
Yeah.
But the system is not even the issue. The issue is this innocent person from Masi.
Na kwa hata Masi kuna level 4.
Exactly. Sasa lakini sasa
the number of the person.
We will send you, but the whole point, the governor. Yeah. Let us do a campaign for the public ndio watu wajue, watu haribu muda na pesa.
Sawa, nimekuelewa lakini but they know we normally it's okay, we will do it.
Yes.
But our process is that when you go to level 3 you're not okay.
Yes.
You're referred to level 4.
Yes.
From level 4 you're referred now to level 5.
Absolutely.
Because level 5 is just we only take referrals.
Yes. So we are doing the right thing, but hapo communication tuko na shida kidogo.
We're opening a level 3.
Yes.
Opposite to the level 5.
Yes.
Because people have been coming with issues of level 3.
Absolutely.
Level 5.
Absolutely.
And level 5, we should be dealing with a very serious cases.
Okay.
Okay. And you know, it is a question of time, because once you communicate to them and you educate them,
yeah,
you don't even need to open because people will know where to go.
No, but we are opening because because of the Machakos Central Apple.
Yes.
Yeah.
Asante.
Thank you, Governor.
Yeah, can I have the number of the person so that we can try and help them?
Yeah, well,
we will take the number. So what we can do, sorry, if we can take the number, and Mr. Curry will send it to you, Governor Ndeti.
Okay,
but also, Joseph, I think you did have something that you needed to clarify on.
Yes, Waziri. I think before I have heard what the governor have said, but before they open that level 3, the problem is not the system. The problem is communication.
Yes.
Yes, the way we do public participation in finances, everything, the way we do public participation, kindly let us do public participation in SHA.
Indeed.
Because medicine is everything.
Okay. Joseph, thank you. Definitely heard. Thank you very much for your comments. Let's take some other calls this morning. Hello, good morning. What's your name and tell us where you're calling from?
I'm calling from Bungoma.
Yes.
My name is Kasim. I think whatever I wanted to say is just to insist on what Joseph was saying from Machakos. I think sensitization is the most critical thing here. I've visited a level 4 hospital back then, and on December my wife delivered, and I got an excellent service from one of the hospitals here in Bungoma, Elgon. I hadn't registered. I hadn't added my wife into my SHA, so I got an assistance from one of the attendants, and she told me it was possible. So she assisted me through everything, and she was admitted, and everything was taken care by SHA.
Okay.
But the only thing that is a challenge to most of the patients is the difference, like what SHA is doing to inpatient outpatient. You find that somebody goes to a hospital, is told that SHA is not working on outpatient. It only works outpatient. And I refer to the guy in Mombasa who also highlighted the same issue.
Okay.
So my question to Waziri, to be on point, as much as SHA is doing exemplary good job to Mananchi, what is the difference in serving both inpatient and outpatient, and what is going on between the two? And
all right, Kasim, we'll take that question as we take a couple of others, and Waziri we'll get to that. Is that okay?
Yes.
I want to take a couple more, and then we can do that all together. Is that all right? Eunice, you've been holding for a while. Good morning. Hello?
Hi, my name is Eunice.
Hi, Eunice. How are you? Good morning.
Morning. I'm a sickle cell patient, sickle cell advocate, and I'll not lie to you. Sickle cell does not get what it needs to be done in this country. Because number one, we are children who are born with the disease. We inherit the disease from our parents. So number one, from screening, we need the government to take initiative to make sure that we get screening for free. Number two, we need our medication to be free because we take medication every single day. With NHIS, depending with the facility you will go to, we had already negotiated as the Federation of Kenya for Sickle Cell to get 300 and you get sorted. But right now with SHA, every single person has to go off pocket. And don't forget, sickle cell is a very expensive disease. So, and it happens that in a family you'll end up being free of 4 children who have the disease. I know when the SHA was being launched, we were told sickle cell will get the package of 6,800. That is less than one admission I will get as a patient. When it comes to screening, right now they say they'll do free newborn screening. We have never had anybody being screened for free. We keep on losing patients every single day because of mismanagement, misdiagnosis, and because sickle cell presents itself like malaria. We don't have malaria. It's a sickle cell disease. It's something you inherit. So all we are requesting for, can SHA just take care of us the way other people do? Because when you come to private insurance, already they have clustered us like this is a chronic disease. So I'll not get my medical cover. I have to wait for 2 years to be covered. And that's why we are fighting for the national insurance to cover for us everything like other countries. Because in Kenya, we don't even have a registry of how many people are born with sickle cell and how many die every day. We don't have that. And if they can include this in terms of when they're doing the population census, it will really help us to get the registry going.
All right, Eunice, let's allow Waziri to talk about that because there is space, for what we've been told, within the authority and within the fund for
but I hope that
some
Eunice
conditions.
will give you her number.
We'll have,
because it sounds like they have got an organized way for as a federation or something, so that I can be able to pass that number to Dr. Patrick Amod, our Director General for Health, who is leading the effort of reviewing the tariffs, because these are the kind of things that we now need to factor in the second wave of the review. That is the first point. So it is going to be a very public process. It's not going to be something done in darkness. So people like Eunice and who represent special interests like sickle cells are going to be whatever. So if Eunice if someone can get Eunice's number, that
Lydia will get Eunice's number and then that we can be able to share.
But the second point coming from Eunice, presentation is the whole thing that I'm saying about ECCF, the emergency and critical care, and also the chronic illness fund, because the way we designed this system, everybody was mapped. People of the ICU and HDU, they were mapped. People of sickle cell and other chronic diseases, they were mapped. So the whole design is there. Of course, sorry for saying this again and again, once the liquidity comes into the system, all these funds will be able to be capitalized so that we can be able to look at all people with chronic illnesses like sickle cells. So, one, let us pay so that we get more money. Two, let us capitalize all this chronic fund. Three, because we are reviewing the benefits, we are not going to do it like we know it all. We are going to, work with people like Eunice to be able for them to be able to give us, knowledge which come for free for us in terms of as we shape the benefit structure going forward. But then going back again to the issue of Joseph, I want to promise Joseph and Kasim and those people, that issue of communication, that issue of customer service for sure, I will fix it.
Okay.
And the government will fix it.
A couple more questions. Let's take them this morning. Hello, tell us where you're calling from. Good morning.
Hello, tell us where you're calling from. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello, tell us your name and where you're calling from this morning.
I'm Joseph. I'm back again.
Oh, yes, Joseph.
Yes, I just, my credit was low, so I just wanted to clarify something with Waziri.
Okay, real quick.
Okay, so when I went back to the hospital, I told you that the Coast General.
Coast General.
Coast General.
Yes,
I'm from Mombasa.
Yes.
I'm from Mombasa.
Yes.
The doctor, because mine is I have a problem with my head, the veins. So the doctor told me that I have to pay 8,000 to do a scanning.
Doctor who?
Doctor, I don't know Doctor who, but I remember it was on last week, but one, and he gave me a number of the guy who was doing the scanning, and the guy told me that I have to pay him 8,000 Kenya shillings.
Joseph, this is very serious. I want you to give your number.
Yes,
I'm going to get your number, and I will personally call you because I want to know what exactly happened. As you know, I'm trying to set up Mombasa as a best practice, so I would want to know, and I want to tell you that even on New Year, when people are celebrating New Year, I celebrated New Year in Coast General, solving problems like this, and I know some few things are happening there which needs attention. So I will be calling you. Nitakupigia simu.
Because even mimi nilifanya kutafuta usaidizi kwa Chinese hospital.
Okay.
Which is based on Tuesday. Because my problem was critical.
Okay. So what we'll do in this case, Bonakure will have your number. We will share that with him, and then this will be able to should be addressed. Because what you didn't know is that when you were off the line, I don't know if you were listening, is that we did have the deputy from Coast General, and she said that you should have actually, Dr. Wairimu, you should have actually you should have actually been referred to Tuda, which is not far from CGH, but that did not happen for some reason. So it would be nice to get some clarity on this. So Waziri will call you, and I know he will when he says he will, and so we'll share your number with him. Is that all right?
Okay. So if someone maybe is I have to take it to go to medical attention, so I have to start from level 3 or level 4.
Yes, correct.
Yes. I have to start from level 3.
Yes.
And then I'll refer to level 4 all the way going forward.
They cannot help you.
They will tell you.
Okay.
All right.
Sasa shida ni kwamba haukujua hivyo bwana Joseph.
Sikujua kwa sababu and the lady alikuwa kwa counter. Hakuniambia tu kwamba nataka niende level 4.
Okay.
Yeye aliniambia hatuchukui watu ambao ni inpatient, outpatient, not
na hakukwambia uende Tuda. Hakukwambia uende Tuda.
Hakuniambia kabisa. Hakuniambia.
Sasa hapa kuna mashtaka ya kujibu kwangu.
After hapo nikaenda Kisimani health wakaniambia hawachukui watu ambao walikuwa wanahudumiwa kwa SHA kwa sasa. Wanatumia tu wale watu walikuwa wanatumia NHIF zamani.
Okay.
Na mimi nikamwambia hadi NHIF, lakini sijawahi kuwa mgonjwa, nimekuwa mgonjwa sasa nikiwa niko kwenye SHA. Unaona?
Okay. Nikuuliza Joseph, wewe umefanya means testing, unalipa?
Mimi nalipiwa na kampuni.
Unalipa na kampuni, sawa.
Nalipiwa na kampuni.
All right, thanks for that, Joseph. Let's take a couple more calls. Hello, good morning. Tell us where you're calling from and your name.
Good morning.
Yes.
My name is Wilson. Thank you for picking my call.
Thank you for holding.
First of all, I want to... Okay, thank you. I want to commend SpiceFM because the issue you're bringing directly contact the public, especially it's a concern to us. And also for Waziri to be present today to bring some light in terms of SHA and everything, we appreciate that. However, I have some few points to put across, especially I live in Nairobi, and as you know, within the estate, especially within Embakasi, specifically pipeline, we don't have public facilities, majority of them. Especially pipeline, we don't even have a public hospital. I had some issue, a chronic issue in this case. I visited Mama Lucy. Yes, it was crowded, but then I was able to see a doctor at long last. But then in terms of medication, I was told to buy medicine from outside. Remember, I work with a company that pays for my SHA. Of course, I had to because I was sick by then. Also, the same pipeline where I stay, back then I used to go, when I had HIV, I used to go to Bliss Hospital. I could get medication and everything. However, just last week I visited. I rarely get sick, but then last week I visited. They were frank enough to tell me SHA only provide maybe around 900 or less for my medication. So I was able to see a doctor, but in terms of medication, they just had to write, and I had to chip in.
And so you had to, leave the hospital to go and buy from an external facility, or you had to buy in the hospital?
I bought in the hospital.
Okay.
They told me right there, believe it's just within pipeline stage, next to Bata.
Okay.
You can confirm that.
All right.
So that hospital that you, the place you are sent to buy is not inside Mama Lucy, but outside. But next to
the Mama Lucy issue. I got treatment, but then they were out of medicine. I could understand that. I had to buy. But then the Bliss, they told me the kind of cover I have, that is SHA, they were only able to provide less than 900 shillings. That was
for medication.
To enable me to see a doctor, not medication, to see a doctor. So in terms of prescription, I could not get medicine unless I chip in my own cash.
All right.
So I had to pay 2,500 just because the 900 shillings they were talking about could not even enable me to do a test, a simple blood test to see exactly what I was going through.
Okay. My friend, what's his name
doctor
again?
Consultation.
This is a very important case.
My name is Wilson.
Wilson, yeah.
Wilson, nataka nitachukua namba yako because I want you to send me the receipt of the money you paid.
Okay.
And I will follow up this with Governor Sakaja. Because I don't believe.
However, I can't. Yes.
Because I can't tell from here because from you are just an outpatient, someone going to seek service. Apo Mama Lucy. You are not admitted or anything. You are just want to see a doctor and you are told to pay.
Actually, what I was suffering from, to be specific.
Okay, so let's get this clear, Wilson.
Yes, please.
You went to hospital. You saw a doctor. You were supposed to buy some medicine because they said what you had left on SHA was not adequate for the medicine you needed, right? And you had to pay to the amount. So you had to pay to the amount of 2,500 shillings, for which you thought your SHA card should have actually covered. Am I right?
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
So that's where we are. And Moses Kuria is saying that you should not have paid that money if you're paid up for SHA. So what we are going to do is share your number with him, and he's going to get in touch with them. For if you have the receipt and all of this, you need to have that ready so when they have the conversation with you, because it's clear from where we are that you should not have paid that money, right?
It's okay.
All right, so let's do that. You know, there are so many calls. There's so many people who have questions. But our time is wrapping up. But I would like to give you a minute and a half, rather actually a minute, to wrap this up and give us one of the big ticket issues that we are seeing here is communication of where people should go, what they should do, who they should speak to.
I want to come back here again within maybe the next few weeks or so. Once I re-engineer the whole architecture of communication from governors, and I'm going to be meeting the CECs for health. Today I have a meeting with the CEO of the Council of Governors, so that we can organize a meeting with CECs for health, and ultimately I'll be able to call a meeting of the governors so we agree on who communicates what and who supports what. As you can see clearly, the gentleman here, is that the whole thing boils down to communication, awareness, and everything. That's number one. The other thing that it's boiling down to is non-compliance by facilities. And you know, these are human beings. Part of it, once we digitize all the facilities, and that's why I'm on overdrive of digitizing all facilities, so that all these claims can be verified on the system. You know, like this gentleman who was told pay, blah, blah, blah. If that facility is digitized and it is not digitized, we could be able to see. So we have a problem of compliance by the facilities, but that would be resolved once we digitize. So I think I pick up 3 things. One is communication. The second thing is compliance by facilities. The other thing is about digitization. And most important thing is all of us to agree to pay. All of us. So that this system can be well oiled. It's a Harambe. You can't have few people in this Harambe contributing. Let's all of us contribute in this Harambe.
Moses Kuria, Senior Advisor, the Economic Council of Advisor, thank you so much for being here this morning. We invited you for breakfast, you've stayed for lunch and dinner, and at least been gracious enough to answer questions and at least colour them with quite some honesty. Thank you so much, and we look forward to the next time where we can streamline a lot of these issues.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, all of you who participated this morning and also bringing your issues to the fore. It's what we do on Kenya's Biggest Conversation. We'll continue again tomorrow. Good morning. It's 10 a.m.
Good morning, this is the News Wire. I'm Leah Ubaga. The clinical workers' strike, that is, has officially begun today with medical activities being affected across public hospitals. The Kenya Union of Clinical Officers has called on all workers to go on strike to pressurize the government to address their issues. The workers